Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Save Point Show. I'm your host, Sid 6.7. We got here with me today. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. One more time. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting the volume control. Again, I'm Sid 6.7 along with
Kitchery! Hi, everybody!
Your Pilra.
Castle 143.
and we have an extra special guest today with
Hi, I'm CatLadyCoCo.
CatLadyCoCo. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. So we will, let's see, we got a lot of stuff to get through today. We're changing up our format from what you guys had probably are used to now. We want to really discuss some of these news articles that we've been going through with you a little bit more in depth lately. So we're going to change it up a little bit today. Let's see. Well, we are going to start out with what we've all been playing for or lately. Pandora, I know you've been kind of under the weather a little bit, so you probably haven't been playing that much.
No, not really. Helping with my mom, taking care of some frozen pipe issues, is crawling underneath the small areas and under houses and things tend to wear on the old body.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been dealing with that most of the week.
You feeling okay though? I know you were sore.
Yeah. It's it is what it is, right? You just kind of slither down the hallway and get to the next place to sit down, and hopefully you're there for a while, and then you slither to the bathroom and then slither back and sit there for a while. So as long as I can get where I need to go and sit, I'm good.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. I know we did miss you over the weekend. You kind of were scarce, but we understand why. So, Caslin, what you been up to?
I've been playing a few games. I played Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst, which is an older game. It's only on PC now. I played a little bit of 7 Days to Die yesterday with you guys.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I definitely want to play that again with you guys.
And I played Phantasy Star Online 2 today. I was playing that earlier today. That's only in Japan, too.
Only in Japan.
Yep, so I had to read Japanese most of the day.
And how is your Japanese?
Not very good.
Not very good.
But there's an English patch for it. It doesn't take all the Japanese out of it, but at least it lets you understand what weapons what stats what, the important things.
So it wasn't like, oh, okay, I think it wants me to take the epic sword of most badassery and kill this guy, that's blocking everything for us, but in reality it says just eat the potato, right? Well, that's cool. Titchery, what you been up to?
My daily grind with The Sims, of course. Good thing, since we were going to have CatLadyCoCo on tonight, I decided that I would make her and Dr. Ty into Sims in a brand new game, and so I've been playing them. Dr. Ty has reached his second level in the rock star career, since that's what he wanted to be, is a rock star.
Excellent.
And CatLadyCoCo, I've made her a tech guru, so she's, she likes to build things, but we can't do that in Sims except for to build a house. So I decided tech guru was going to be good for her, and she's slowly getting there. And then, like Caslin said, we played 7 Days to Die last night. That was fun. I can't wait to do that again.
Running away from zombies.
Yeah, running away from zombies and poking them in the eye with a bone shiv is my idea.
At least you didn't die as much as I did. I think I died.
No, I did not. I did not die as much as you did.
I think we all died pretty much the same.
No, I think I died more than everybody else. I was running around trying to look for shelter for everybody.
I want to take this little time. Dr. Ty, thank you so much for the follow. Also, Dev SX, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the show. CatLadyCoCo, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Minecraft way too much. From like this whole weekend, from the time we get up and eat breakfast until we go to bed. That's
nothing but Minecraft.
We just started a new survival server, so it's so much more fun than doing creative. So we've been a little bit addicted.
Well, I mean, I did watch a little bit of your Minecraft the other day, and you've honestly inspired me to restart up my PS4 Minecraft, and also I think I purchased a Minecraft server myself, but I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with it. We're kind of like, what's going on? So, but yeah, I'm probably gonna play a little bit more Minecraft too. I have a lot of, I don't know, I don't think I've explained to you. I have video game ADD. So I jump around a lot. I can't stay with a game for too long. But I mean, I do come back to them. So, Yorana, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Myself, was there anything else you were playing, or is it just the Minecraft like 24/7?
Well, I played a little bit of D3 again. I haven't played D3 for a long time, and basically just to start my second season character, and then I got bored of that again and went back to Minecraft. So.
Minecraft was calling you, right? So.
Definitely.
Well, I have been playing a little bit of Minecraft, not too much. I've been playing a lot of Destiny lately because some of my friends have been wanting to get me back into that. So I've been playing the new DLC, well, the most recent DLC content, waiting for the new House of Wolves content. I played a little D3 as well. Diablo 3 got my season character up to 70 the other day. I've been playing a Crusader. What do you play?
Well, I've never played a Crusader actually, but this season I'm playing a monk, and this is the first time playing a monk, and I love it actually.
Monks are OP. When the first game came out, they were like really underpowered, but now they've kind of balanced them out, and they're pretty OP right now. Let's see what else I've been playing. I've been playing. I played 7 Days to Die. I played with Kazlin and Titri the other day. That was a lot of fun. I haven't really been playing a lot of indie games as of late. For those of you who've been waiting for my review on the Order 1886, I apologize. I'm slacking. I literally the past month. Oh, happy March. March 1st. Yeah, the past month I literally had 2 days off, so I have not been able to get pull my lazy butt out of bed and be able to do the review. But I will do the review soon. So, and I've been trying to play that again too. So, what was that?
I said, it doesn't help you're working 7 days a week.
Right. But that's okay. I mean, I'll get the review out for you guys, and I'll have that up on our website. What else have I been playing? I don't think I've been playing anything else other than that. I've been playing a lot of Destiny. I beat Crota on hard the other day. That was really fun. Got some epic gear.
His glow stuff.
Yeah, I glow in the dark now. It's cool. So. All right.
And no, just to be clear, that is not some medical anomaly. It's actually his armor.
Well, I do spend a lot of time near the CT scanner, so I don't know.
This is true.
All right, for those of you... I'm sorry?
I said, I believe you even took a little time and played with my oldest son.
I did,
went
yes.
to the Vault of Glass with him.
I did. Oh, yeah. Man, we got him through... We wanted to bring him through Crota, but he wasn't a high enough level yet. So we dropped down and brought him through the Vault of Glass, and that was a blast. Right. It was really cool. Yeah. So thank you, T-Ski, for that. If you're out there somewhere in Video Game Land, he's probably playing Destiny right now. But yeah. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. For those of you who follow our show. We talked a little bit about, speaking of Destiny, we talked a little about a kid who got burned, basically really bad. And he was an 11-year-old kid who plays Destiny, and a lot like a lot of us wanted to get a little bit ahead in the game and tried to do a glitch, and he met this guy named Kermit the Frog. And the Kermit the Frog said, hey, I know this glitch how to level up your character really fast. It has to be under level 20. And you can get to level 20, and then you can get to, legitimately go up to level 30 and such like that. So let me show you. And he says, okay, yeah, you can show me. How do I do that? So, well, share play with me. So, unfortunately, let's see. This kid's name was, the victim his name was Henry. So Henry enabled share play, and Kermit the Frog proceeded to delete all his characters right in front of his face. So It was very devastating. I props to the kid, the 11-year-old kid Henry. He was very, very mature about it and was like, okay, you guys. Yes, I was trying to cheat, but please, you don't have to be so mean on the comments, because a lot of people were burning him about the comments and stuff, or about him, trying to cheat and stuff like that on his YouTube videos. So. Game Informer editor-in-chief Andy McNamara, I probably butchered that last name. He what?
Who cares from Game Informer anyways? We don't care about him.
Well, he did try to reach out and try to talk to both sides of the party. He talked to the mother of Henry. Yeah, on November. Yeah, I'll give a little recap on that.
Actually, it's the mother of Adam, Kermit the Frog, on November, whatever you were going to say.
Well, no, he first talked to Henry about. I think he first talked to Henry about that. No, it's okay. And then he tried to get interviews on both sides of the story, and then the latest one that he was talking about was they're calling him Adam, which is Kermit the Frog, and so. What he wrote on that was like on November 1st, 2014. Adam, they're calling him Adam, was in a head-on collision with another car. The 23-year-old has been at home for much of the time since, recuperating from the accident. Adam's mother tells me that their home sees a lot of different traffic with friends, their children, and friends and those children passing through. According to Adam and his mother, Adam was unaware of what was happening on his PlayStation account. At the beginning of November, Adam was hit by another driver head-on. The next couple of months, he spent time recuperating and finally returning to work, where he spends a great deal of time to make up for lost wages and bills that pile up. His mother told me via email, gaming was not on his mind. We were not aware, as people stopped by to visit him to see how he was doing, that anyone was, as he says, messing with his gaming account. His PlayStation was sitting there, kids playing games, others watched movies. No one assumed one of them was having a good time at my son's expense, and perhaps no one would have known it if it did not horribly go viral. We're able to see a copy of the police report. I don't know how they got the police report by that, but they were able to see the police report to verify the details. I'm a lucky guy to be alive, Adam told me. I don't look at life quite the same anymore, so I guess I was too trusting when people came over to hang out. I was sleeping a lot, so I didn't notice. So he was saying that one of his friends, they didn't know who, basically used his account to do all this calamity and stuff like that. So later on, Andy, the Game Informer editor-in-chief, was able to get a hold. They basically tracked down the person who actually did the bullying here, and they were able to track down the Game Informer goes on to talk about that. Today I spoke with Adam and his mother by phone to follow up in hopes of collecting additional evidence to discuss other claims against the account that have surfaced. They posted Sunday about dozens of email messages from readers. Some have been polite encouragement or civil skepticism. Others have presented evidence that Kermit the Frog account was a serial offender, which we know to be true. Still others had nasty things to say about one or more of the parties. The young man... Okay, well, while on the phone tonight, I learned that the culprit had been identified. The young man is a friend of a friend visiting one of Adam's siblings. Using the posting in Bungie.net about accounts transgressions, Adam's mother was able to figure out who it was. We spoke with a 17-year-old tonight who admit he was the person that deleted Henry's characters and those of at least 3 other players. For his protection, they are calling him Chris. Chris' first recorded attack was back in October 31st, the day before Adam's accident. Chris was at the family's home for a Halloween gathering. Adam was not in the house while the attack was going on. I saw party chat and share play options, Chris said. I thought it would be pretty funny to test them out. I asked Chris how many times he'd taken advantage of people deleting their characters and items. One time on Destiny, he said. I've done it in GTA before. When confronted with evidence of other harassment incidents, Chris finally admitted the truth. I've done it multiple times. I think 3 or 4. I think it would be funny. I thought it would be funny. Chris tells me that he hasn't seen Henry's video depicting the most recent incident, though he did confirm that he doesn't know the other person in Henry's video, and that he decided to do this on his own that day. Adam confirmed that the other friend, Aztec, is on his PSN's friends list, and the two have played Destiny together. So Chris is the culprit here. I asked Chris what he thought about the harassment and threats Adam and his family have received. It's just human nature, he says. People get pissed on the internet and say what they want. It's unfortunate. Sadly, Chris doesn't seem remorseful. I asked him if this was something he would consider doing again. It depends on the situation, he says. Maybe, maybe not. As for Henry and the other victims, Chris did not seem sympathetic or regretful in the slightest. Suck it up and move on with life, he said. What else is there to say? As for the harassment that had been directed to Adam and his family, Chris doesn't believe he owes them anything. I don't think I have to say anything to them. At this point, Henry and his mother have moved on. The comments... Uh-oh, we lost Pandora. He'll be back. The comments of the original video are closed. Adam and his family hope that brings closure and the end of the harassment. As for Chris, he won't have the opportunity to do it again, at least not on Adam's account. So that was the response of the actual person who deleted Henry's account. So it's messed up. So,
it's more than messed up, but
yeah, it's as much as I can say it's messed up.
I mean, we don't know how much of this is really true. I mean,
Right.
Bottom line, it could be all shenanigans. Who knows? But I mean, I don't feel bad. I feel bad for the 11-year-old kid for what he has to go through for the people commenting on his video. You know, death threats to him, his mom. But all reality, the kid tried to cheat. Try to take advantage of you know, a game and try to get ahead of everybody else. So he, in my eyes, don't deserve any sympathy for that reason. Okay, he got karma dealt with him. He lost his characters. It is, you know, and now everybody complaining to Bungie to get his characters reinstated. I don't think that's fair, because everybody that lost their characters legit ways, they're not gonna get their characters back. So why should this kid get his?
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, we all have consoles in our house, and if somebody's playing on my console, I know exactly what the hell they're doing at all times.
Exactly.
Because I don't care if they're my best friend or what. You just, you know, you're gonna pay attention to what they're doing. Then that 17-year-old jackass who has no business saying half the things he says is just a total jackass. There's nothing else to call him nicely. I think the 11-year-old kid who came out and said, you know, he made this whole statement, you know, please stop, you know, he was being really mature about it. His whole demeanor was really mature about, you know, he's an 11-year-old kid.
Yeah. I mean, I think he even commented and said, "Look, yeah, I was trying to cheat, my own fault. Look, I'm past you know, the deletion of my character. I'll try again. You know, it's something I can do. I can play again." And he honestly, like, it looks like he's not really fretting about the whole deletion thing. He admits it's his fault basically, and he was just more concerned about the negative comments that were being posted on his YouTube or his mother's YouTube channel, and mostly like the death threats or something like that, or
right. But again, like I said, he's being more mature about it than a 17-year-old kid who's 17. He has 5 more years or 6 more years more maturity than this 11-year-old kid. It just baffles me that an 11-year-old kid has more maturity than a 17-year-old kid. And I mean, Adam's parents, Adam was getting death threats too. They were gonna blow up his house, burn his house down, and here he is. He's a friend of a friend who goes to the household. You don't think that that's cool? You know, you think that's okay that people are doing this, and you know in the back of your head that you're the reason this whole thing's going on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've had consoles. I've had people that come over and play on my consoles as well, but I never let them play on my account. I mean, I'll make a guest account for them right then and there for them. So I mean, steps could have been made, you know, but I mean, it's
sad.
It is really sad overall things overall. So, what do you guys think?
Well, I don't kind of. I'm kind of the mindset that so much of this story seems made up. When I first heard that this guy was on pain medication and he was unaware of all of these kids and friends of friends coming in and messing on his soul, and I just wasn't aware of it. It's just denial, denial, denial. And when I heard the second part where they contacted and got a hold of this for the lack of or for protection of identity, they named him Chris.
Right.
I was plenty of time for Kermit the Frog to have convinced a friend of his to play along and pretend to be, hey, I'm the one that did it. Because if you really listen to what he was, his comments, they were inconsistent. He changed his story 2 or 3 times. No, I did it once. No, I did it 3 or 4 times. You know, he just didn't seem like he really knew the facts of what was happening here. And as the story, you know, developed, you know, he started changing his tune. No. Like I said, it was, no, I did it more than once. And I started doing it on Grand Theft Auto 2. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems fabricated to me. It doesn't seem, as I was telling Titch before, I think this Hermit Frog caught with his hand in the cook jar, and he's got so much bad publicity and gotten so much negative feedback and such hatred that at this point, him and maybe even his mom are willing to do anything whatsoever to get the heat off of him.
Possible, yeah.
Including getting a friend of a friend to do something in order to do that. I mean, people will lie in a heartbeat over something like that, man. And I think there's some lying going on here now. As to who exactly is doing all the lying, I can't be sure. All I know is this 11-year-old kid, cheating or not, didn't deserve what's been happening to him. I don't see that what he did is any more of cheating than, say, farming that people do in video games, or any other means in order to advance their characters a little faster, because we all do it.
Guilty.
If you can find a fast level your character up, you're going to do it. But are we getting death threats? Are we getting our characters deleted? Are we getting, you know, viral videos and creating this news frenzy because of it? No. So for an 11-year-old, and let's keep this in mind, you guys, we're not talking about an adult here. We're talking an 11-year-old. We're supposed to be teaching 11-year-olds right and wrong anyway. But is what he done? I mean, is the punishment outweighing the crime? I think it is. I think he's far more. You know, the punishment that he's received is far greater than the little, oh, I want to try to advance my character just a little faster. I think it's been a little bit harsh, especially if you guys took the time to read the YouTube comments that was left on his mom's YouTube. You felt that little for people to be, you know, has done the god awful horrible thing because he tried to level his character up a little faster, you know. knowing good and well the ones that are typing that has probably done the exact same thing, if not worse, in video games. So it's kind of like, who are you to be telling this 11-year-old how horrible of a person he is? He might as well do himself in, as some of the comments suggested, because he's a cheater, knowing good and well the whole time they're typing it that they have cheated themselves.
Yeah.
It just makes me sick to my stomach, this whole thing, because I have an 11-year-old, and to think that someone would attack my child in that way, it's pretty hard to deal with. You know, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable behavior from the community to attack this kid. It's not acceptable for the Kermit the Frog incident for people to be attacking him as well. That's just as wrong. But like I said, I'm not so sure that this whole Kermit the Frog is as innocent as he's claiming. I do think that there's some lying going on here, and I do think that there's some fabrication. And I think that there's a third party being brought into this to try to help,
Ease the pain.
take some of this. Yeah, he's just he's just there as a distraction to take some of the heat off this guy.
I mean, we have
because I'm not buying his story.
We have two other incidents where we have people on forums from an earlier date than when this 11-year-old's video went out that says the same exact thing. He tried to do the same exact thing to these two other people, and he succeeded. You know, one being the day before his supposedly accident on the 1st. It was actually Halloween. One of them was posted, on the 1st about Halloween. This guy, a friend of his girlfriend, whatever that was, he did the same thing to her. He deleted her character, same thing. And then he did it to another person. He did it to his girlfriend, which was sitting on the side of him doing the share play. It doesn't, again, who knows? We don't know if the story's fabricated. We don't know if it's not. I mean, there's too many loopholes and too many questions that are not being answered or asked in this whole situation.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to know is, why haven't they IP banned Kermit the Frog? I haven't heard anything about that. That should be the first thing they do. Whether he did it or he allowed somebody to be on his console and do it, that should be an IP ban.
Well,
period. Done.
Unless, obviously we saw proof with that video, okay?
Right.
But that video could be doctored as well.
Yeah, but there are too many people who are saying, look, he did it to me too.
And I understand
and that should be where it should be.
But again, if there's no proof, you can't do anything about it. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's why I'm saying that they're not doing anything about banning his IP address. Because like I said, I can tell you, I can log on to the forums right now and see when the last time he was on. And I guarantee he hasn't been banned yet. Because
no, I'm sure he hasn't.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know why they haven't banned him yet. I'm actually gonna look up to see if he's been on since.
And honestly, like, without the IP ban, all he's going to do is just switch, like, make a new name, and
exactly.
because everyone now will know his name, Kermit the Frog, and he'll just make a new name and start doing it all over again. So.
You bet, yeah, and that's why I would like to see them slam the hammer down and IP ban him. Just done with it.
Yep.
If he's going to do this kind of behavior, he does not deserve the ability or the privilege to be on PSN, as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, because I don't think anybody should be allowed to have this kind of behavior on the internet. Yeah, it may be, anonymous, and it's great. Anonymity is great unless you start doing this kind of behavior. Then you kind of throw that out the window.
Yeah. But I want to pose something to you, Cat Lady, to get opinion.
Pandora, you're breaking up a little bit.
Okay.
Hold on, Cat Lady.
Is it clearing up any?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay. At what point do you guys think, because I have my opinion on this, but at what point do you guys honestly feel Bungie has anything to do with this, is responsible for any of this, should be brought into this as the police to clean up something someone else has done? Because I've heard a lot of people, oh, do this, and Bungie should do that, Bungie should have done this, and Bungie, it's like Bungie, and I'm sitting here on this end of it thinking, why should Bungie be responsible for that? Why are we looking for Bungie to make something right that they are not involved in? I mean, they created the game, they make the game, they put the game out on the market, but why are we expecting them to clean up the mess that Kermit the Frog has done? Um, so that's kind of what I want to throw out there to you guys, because we hear Bungie's name being tossed into this. If there's some kind of higher being, or the justice in this. So I'd like to kind of get your take on that, and since we have a guest, we can start with Cat Lady. That would be awesome.
Well, honestly, I think really they should just leave it how it is. I think for an 11-year-old, just being called out is enough. And for this kid, Kermit, I mean, I think the media covering it, that's honestly punishment enough for him. Because I'm sure they've been saying some really horrible things, and I honestly think they should just leave it at that. Yeah. Anything like if there are YouTube videos on it or anything, I think they should just take them down, especially if rude things are being said on them.
Yeah, I believe the mother took. I contacted the mother, and she thanked us for reaching out to her, and she did tell me that because of all of the negative feedback, they decided that it was best to take the video down in hopes that it would stop all of it on not only her family's side, but Kermit the Frog's side as well. Because if the Frog and his family were getting threats from this, she felt like just take the video down. But I all know once a video is up on YouTube,
it's up.
The next thing you know, everybody's got a copy.
Someone's got to share it.
So
share it. Doesn't matter if you bring it down. If it's been shared.
Yeah, but at least she did the right thing and realized, hey, this is affecting more than just us. It was turned into this hate campaign. Now everybody hate. Kill. You should do this. I'm going to find you. I'm going to do that. And so once it got ridiculously out of control, she did at least the responsible thing on her part, which was to take it down off their site. But that brings me back to the Bungie thing. I just don't know how responsible Bungie is for this, because honestly, I'm kind of like Cat Lady. I don't think Bungie should have any responsibility in this. They're not the ones that did it. I mean, it would be the same thing as saying, hey, an accident, the money for the accident. Yeah. How responsible for what happens once you purchase their vehicle? I mean, if the vehicle exploded because of manufacturing things, that's one thing. But going out and having a wreck because you was drinking, or you was trying to party with your friends, or you was speeding or whatever, that's on you. I don't know why we think we can blame Bungie and expect them to something they're not even really involved in, other than they're the one game. That's my take on it. So again, I'd kind of like to hear what the rest of you think on that.
I think Bungie should. The only thing that Bungie should be involved is deciding whether or not to restore this people's accounts, because I mean that's all that they're responsible for, is the actual account. honestly, I think the other part, the majority part of the blame, of course, is the person who does it. The other partial part of that blame is the share play. There should be, which is Sony. There should be, and I know probably the coding is really difficult, but there should be precautions when enabling share play. I don't think they should have full range of control, like save games and stuff like that. But I understand in the coding issue that may be almost next to impossible if they are going to utilize share play, because I mean they're basically just doing a coding that allows them to enter into their game, and each game is different according to whatever the developers do. So I understand that's a difficult part to try to isolate a certain aspect of a game where the save thing is, but I think they need to look into some more securities. Sony needs to look into some security measures about share play like that. Yes, they give you a warning, but I think it's like a quick warning. It's nothing that like a huge warning like that. But I mean, I think.
But
because of share play.
Do you think that Sony foresaw this though?
Honestly,
when they're inventing this technology, and they're sitting down, and the concept is out there. Hey, this would be a cool thing. I don't think that Sony saw this coming. I don't think because I don't think everyone thinks like Kermit the Frog. See, so.
Well, honestly, I mean, with the amount of YouTube videos out there of people trolling other people, I want to say no. They didn't say they weren't foreseeing this happening, but there's got to be someone in that vast company that says, what about this? Someone.
No.
Someone.
No. They don't give gamers enough credit to think of outside the box. They just think we just mindless zombies who just pop in a game and play and don't do anything else. We troll each other and go far off the charts to do that. But they don't think that we were gonna pull something like this. And I don't think they did, because if I was a developer and it's never been done before, I'm just happy that I got something out that nobody else has done, and we can fix it later. So all these new problems, and I bet you right now, Sony's working to fix it already, because this is not something that's going to be tolerated, and people are not going to want to use share play just for this reason alone. Again, going back to the whole Bungie situation too, I don't think Bungie should have anything to do with it. I
don't think so either.
I don't think they should restore the characters. I don't think they should do any of that stuff, because bottom line, and I hate to say this, I hate to sound like a mean or I have no heart, but the kid tried to cheat, so he doesn't deserve to get his character back. He wants it back, he needs to work for it again, without fee.
Someone's getting a drink.
Oh, Dr. Ty is getting something to drink. I hope
I heard you. Yes, and he's walking around like a velociraptor. That's why I was laughing.
I'm hoping that I was about to say either he's getting a drink or he's using the bathroom. One of the two.
really gotta go.
Somebody says that.
Which is an excellent. This is an excellent transition. Again, our special guest today. This is the Save Point Show. Our special guest today is CatLadyCoCo. Thank you for joining us again, and thank you for accepting the invitation to join us too. And I think we're having a lot of fun so far. The past couple of days talking with you, get to know you a little bit more. I think Titch was it Titch that originally introduced us to Cat Lady, or made us aware.
Yes.
I think Kazla knew about her too.
Okay.
And I have been a part of her watching her stream for a while. And I've really enjoyed watching her stream. She has a lot of fun in her stream. She usually plays Minecraft, which I am very just jelly over all of her builds. I'm a terrible Minecraft player. But I wanted to ask some questions to her, and you guys can ask her questions too. But I was wondering what got you started playing games, Cat Lady.
Dr. Ty the Velociraptor. Uh, well, I used to play games when I was little with my dad, like I said, like Command and Conquer. When I had my Sega Genesis, we played Streets of Rage like all the time. And I played like every single Sims, every expansion pack, even Sims Online, but that got kind of boring fast. I loved that, yes. And you have to pay like $10 a month for it, so I stopped playing
I
that.
played
But
too.
it was kind of cool because there are like people in school I can play with. But and then last July I started playing D3, and I didn't really play games that much before that. And then at the same time I started playing D3, he was like, "You should stream." It took about maybe like a year of convincing to get me to stream. I had no idea what Twitch was, and now I love Twitch, and I've made like in real life friends on Twitch and everything. So it's pretty awesome. I don't think I'm gonna stop playing games anytime soon now.
It's an awesome community. It really is, and it does bring people of like mind together. I wouldn't have ever met Pandora or Caslin if it wasn't for Sid, who started streaming, and I'm like watching him stream, and I'm like, I want to do this.
Yeah,
It's really fun.
You were like, I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. I said, you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. And
Yeah.
I pushed her.
Yeah, he did. He pushed
I'm
me.
happy you did. When
In a
Dr. Ty
nice,
found Twitch's channel, it was like the
gentle
best thing
way.
ever.
Deeves asks for CatLadyCoCo, since Dr. Ty is the main person who motivated you to start streaming, how has streaming been for you since you started, and were you hesitant at first?
Oh, I was very hesitant. When he told me about Twitch, I was like, wait, so they're like people on webcams? Is this like a work-friendly site? What is this? But I mean, I was very hesitant. That's why it took me like a year. I don't know. I was very hesitant, but I don't even know what made me actually start streaming finally. I guess just liking D3, and then I don't know. Do you remember what made me actually agree to it? I have no idea. I guess just liking D3, and I was like, well, I guess I could play this, and then maybe people could give me advice. Because if you've seen my gameplay, it's not the best, but I have fun doing it, especially because I am really interactive. It suffers even more. So
Very much the same as far as that goes on D3. Yeah, no.
it's a fun game.
It is a fun
I'm
game.
not good at it, but
Yeah, well, I know that on your stream you have an adopt pet that's available on your stream, the adopt a pet per day stream, or pet guest, basically. And you put a pet picture up. Where do you get those, and how many have you actually placed in Forever Homes?
first of all, I think I'm going to change it to say pet guest now because I really like that. But
You are more than welcome to use that.
No, we charge you for that.
changing my overlay tonight after this.
5 cents a
You
letter.
better write it down. You'll forget.
I can write it in my planner here that I was
Yeah, there
playing
you
with
go.
earlier. But I usually just look off of Pet Finder. I mainly try to do local ones because some of the shelters I have volunteered at, or at least have been to. But if people have suggestions, I tell them all the time, private message me them, because I will probably get that animal featured the next day. Even if it's not an exact animal, even like a shelter or a location you want an animal featured from. So I just kind of choose them sometimes based off which one looks the saddest, or which one has been there the longest or more urgent. Just kind of depends on the day.
Do you have any pets yourself?
Yes, I have 2 cats and a dog. And usually you only see my dog, so everyone thinks I should be dog lady.
No. Cat Lady Coco.
I am definitely more of a cat person. The dog has been an adventure for me because I've never had my own dog. But I mean, I still love him. He's needy, but I love him.
Yeah, Dean is adorable. I know that you've told me his breed before, but what is his breed?
We did a DNA test, and it says he's about 3/4 American Staffordshire Terrier, and then the last quarter is just some random mix of breeds that nobody knows, and I don't even think the test knew it. So, just he looks like a pit mix. Some people say black lab, and we just let them have that so they don't get freaked out, because there are still those misconceptions.
Right. Well, what are your future plans for your channel?
Hopefully to grow it. I started a petition to have some people sign. If they like my channel, they can sign it to get me towards partner. I've been seeing some channels with about the same amount of followers that I have getting partnered, and I'm hesitant to put in another application. I put in an application so long ago just because people said I should try anyway. But that was so long ago. I don't, maybe like 1,000 followers, like not even close to like partnering, but I gave it a chance, and now I am starting the petition idea just because I've seen other streamer do it, and it worked out for her. So hopefully that'll help. Just making baby steps, I guess. Every little goal that I hit is helping with my channel. So
Right. Yeah. That's
Cool.
awesome.
Well, again, thanks for joining us today, and yeah, you're doing awesome. With
I like to talk. That's the problem.
No, you're fine.
You're fine. No,
You're fine.
Like
and you know, while you're here,
yeah, jump
yeah,
in
while
anytime.
you're here, chime in. Do. That's
Awesome.
what we want. That's what we want. But I wanted to ask you one other thing. I was curious what you did before you started streaming.
Well, I have a bachelor's in psychology. I was debating on going back to school. First, I was interested in getting my PsyD. It's less research-based, more clinical, and I was interested in that kind of stuff. I have family members with a history of like anxiety, depression, and I also have social anxiety. It's not always really noticeable to people on stream, but I am a wreck in person. Like I would do anything to escape a social situation. As much as I love making friends, it's just like, all right, where's the exit? But yeah, so the only thing you can really do with a bachelor's in psychology is be a TSS, which stands for Therapeutic Staff Specialist or Staff Support. And you pretty much just follow around your assigned client all day, whether it's to school or in the home setting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and you don't always get the easiest work with kids because those aren't the kids that just can have like a teacher's aide. They're behavioral, but you also do some educational things with them, although we're not supposed to. But like my main client had like, well, maybe about like 30 hours with me, and that's a lot. Because I had other clients too a week, and about 30 hours for a client is a lot of hours.
Right.
And she had so many issues, and we made such progress with her. And it was kind of hard for me to leave that job, as much as I detested it like every day because it was so much work. But I still even talked to her family, and she was my main client. So I pretty much considered my job just helping her.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely a learning experience, and it prepared me for maybe one day motherhood. I don't know. I was terrified of children before this job. So.
Well, that's good. It helps you out too.
Oh,
Does
yeah,
anybody
definitely.
else have any questions for CatLadyCoCo? No?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
With your interest in what you were taking college for, do you find that you actually get to use that a little bit in your streaming? Maybe it helps you with chatting with people. I know with the social anxiety, I'm sure being home in a controlled environment helps with that. But do you find that your interest in the psychology part of it? Do you find that maybe that is why people can relate to you a little in your streams, because you're very approachable and easy to talk to? So, do you think that translates?
I don't know if like the background of like psychology helps. Maybe just like the background with like anxiety. Even like I have a little bit of depression. I'm open with mental health, so I'm okay with telling people that. Everyone gets down every so often. I've had people in my stream tell me, "Hey, I'm having a bad day," and I tell people honestly, I get pretty busy somehow with all the messages people leave me. But honestly, if something is bothering you, I tell them to message me, and I don't know if that kind of like personalization I have with my stream maybe makes me seem more approachable, but I am really open with that kind of stuff. So if someone basically Twitch is an outlet, I think, for a lot of people, and gaming is an outlet for a lot of people. So a lot of people, I think maybe more people than the general population on Twitch have some type of anxiety or something they're dealing with, And so I think I relate to a lot of people in my chat, and that probably helps a little bit, I think.
Dwix.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Dwix asked, CatLadyCoCo, do you plan on expanding your game interests?
I do. I've been slowly growing my game resume. When I first started streaming, I only played D3, and I streamed D3 for how many months do you think I streamed D3? How many months do you think I streamed D3 when I first started? Until I finally added one more game.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, until like maybe October or November of this last year, I think. Because then I finally got Sims 4 and I streamed. Yeah, so I streamed D3 for a while, and then I got my Sims 4. I finally broke down. I was like, you know what? I'm getting Sims 4. Because I've had like every Sims up to now. And then I started Minecraft. And I played a little bit of WoW. And then my subscription ended. I'm thinking about renewing it. Although basically you just run errands the entire time. So I'm definitely looking to keep adding games. Like I just started playing H1Z1. And I'm not good with any kind of like gruesome games, and I love it. And I love the fact you can talk to people in there. So like, I mean, some people hate me because I go around meowing at them, but definitely would like to add more games. So
That's awesome.
So Slickerdoodle in the chat is asking if you have a favorite game.
I think honestly, Sims just will always be my favorite game. It's not maybe I don't know if it's my favorite game to stream necessarily, but Sims has always been just like a relaxation for me. There's something therapeutic about building a house or like getting out of your own life and playing like the person that you want to be that day or something. So I think Sims will just always hold the #1 game spot.
Yeah, I can't help it. Sims is my favorite too. It always will be my favorite. Yep.
Well, I did want to time to say that, you know, for you to be so open about, you know, your depression and anxiety and things, that takes a lot of guts. So, you know, I commend you on that, because it takes a lot of courage to come out and be open about things of that nature. So I give you that. That's you know, a lot of respect towards you for that reason, because people do have issues, and they're not so willing to come out and talk about that, and that is part of the problem, especially when you're dieting. You know, I must say, have you to be and that.
No, you're breaking up
Well,
again.
thank you. I think if we don't talk about things like that, the people who are dealing with it won't get the help they need. So I'm definitely big on advocating for treating mental health as any other health condition or physical condition, because it does affect your physical health. Definitely, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Well, thank you so much for all of those, you know, great questions that you answered. But I have one last question. I know that you're a vegetarian, and I know that you advocate vegetarian, and your animals are even vegan. So just one last question. We ask everybody this kind of funny question. Is your favorite a veggie burger or a tofu patty?
Can I add a third option?
Sure. Definitely.
I'm obsessed with spring rolls. I don't know why. That's probably always going to be my favorite food. And it's so bad for you. But when I was playing Minecraft last night, we had like 8 on a tray. And I was like, you know, we'll split them 4 each. I was like, are you going to eat those? Because I ate like all 4 of mine and I didn't even notice. Probably spring rolls. Although chocolate is also a weakness, but I try not to eat too much of that.
But chocolate is, you know, a necessity. It's
It
not
is.
necessarily a bad thing. It's a necessity.
Hey, it's
It
still
is.
kinda
And as
good
a
for you.
psychologist, you know the benefits of chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There you-
As a woman, I know the benefits of chocolate.
Exactly, right? Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Okay, turning it back over to you, Sid.
Me?
Go.
Oh, well, I'm going to turn it right back over to you. So I believe you have,
Oh, okay.
speaking of Sims, you know, we have a couple of tips here.
Yeah, let me pull that up. I have it, but yep. Okay, got to get in my other screen. So yeah, my Titch's tips. Let's see. I was going to talk about my the aspirations, and I apologize. That is the only thing I don't have open at this moment. So let me get over there. Hold on just 1 second.
No problem. So I'll just a quick shout out to Kev G Mace. Thank you for following the Save Point. Welcome to the show. Uncommon Subject. Thank you for following as well. And you know, we do all watch Star Wars. I think we all watch Star Wars. I'm pretty sure. Coco, do you watch Star Wars?
I've never seen Star Wars.
What?
Don't make me.
All right, we need to fix that. So, all right, start with 4.
No, start with 1.
But 1 won't make any sense if she
But
starts.
doesn't it go like backwards though?
No, it does.
See, she at least knows that much.
If you watch 1, you won't want to watch the rest of them, so you want to start at 4.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm ready for my Titch's tips. So I apologize again, guys. I'm usually more organized than that. But this week, I wanted to talk about the hidden achievements. I'll put a full list of all of the achievements in The Sims 4 on our sticksbroadcasting.com under my new blog. Thank you, Caslin, for setting that up for us. Titch's Sims Tips. And here are a few things you should know before checking the achievement list. There are a total of 89 achievements overall, including the visible, hidden, and inactive ones. The Sims 4 Outdoor Retreat game pack comes with 4 achievements, with one of them being hidden. And you can find all of these achievements by loading a household and selecting options in your menu at the top right-hand side. There are 3 little dots. Click on that. It'll open up a menu, or you can hit escape and that'll open that menu as well. You'll click options, and underneath it'll be achievements in that menu. For each achievement you earn, you get a certain amount of achievement points, and these points don't have a purpose, at least not for now. Eventually, I have heard rumor that they will be actually used to purchase things on the Sims website for your Sims. But right now they're there, but they're not used for anything. Hidden achievements are not shown in the game until you earn that certain achievement, but I'm going to tell you some of them. Inactive achievements can be found in the Sims 4 game code, but are not enabled in the actual game right now. So the first one is called Death Do Us Part. Have a Sim die at their own wedding will earn you 100 points. The aspirational achievement is for completing every aspiration in The Sims 4, and again, another 100 points. Baby Boom. Have 400 babies in your Sims household. No, that is not the same Sim having them. That is throughout the generations. That'll earn you 50 points. And can reproduce, that is with 10 babies with a single Sim. That is a single mom. No, not a single mom as in she's not married, but the same Sim. That'll give you 25 points, which seems kind of cheap as far as I'm concerned. Horticulture Shock. Collect every gardening collectible in The Sims 4 will earn you 25 points. And it's called I'll Get Around to It, and it's when you have 10 broken objects on your Sims lot. That gives you only 10 points, so it's only 1 point per thing that is broken. But you know, I've actually gotten that achievement. No Excuse is when you have a Sim's bladder fail on a lot with 5 or more toilets available. That'll give you 10 points. And I've gotten that one too. It's really sad. Problem Child. Have a teen Sim reach level 10 in the Mischievous skill. That one is very difficult to do, but you can do it. That'll get you 25 points. Now, So I Will Call You. That's when your Sim is on a date and they actually have a bladder fail. They pee themselves. That'll get you 10 points.
That sounds like something I would do.
Pee yourself?
Well, her Sim probably.
Okay.
No,
What
me.
makes it
No, me.
What makes a sim turn neutral? Have a sim stay in the fine emotion. On Sims 4, you know that the fine emotion is basically they're neutral, completely fine. They're just fine. For 48 straight sim hours, I have that achievement, by the way. Okay, the Sims Outdoor Retreat game pack is Critter Catcher. Collect all the insects and all of the new fishes. Fishes? Swim with the fishes? Fish. I think it's singular. In Granite Falls. That'll give you 50 points. Nature's Course. Have a sim reach the maximum level in the herbalism skill. I am working on that one. You get 50 points for that. Tastes like burning. Have a sim consume every type of toxic plant. It seems to me that it would sound like death. That'll get you 25 points and maybe a very bad tummy ache. No longer solitary is the hidden achievement in Outdoor Retreat, and that is when you bring the hermit back to society, and you'll gain 25 points with that. So next week I'll talk about maybe different achievements that we've gained in The Sims 4, but also I will talk about some other things. I'm not sure exactly yet, but tune in next week to find out more about our simming. Until then, happy simming, everybody. If you'd like to have your question answered on the air during our weekly Titches Sims Tips segment, then send me an email at titchery@stixbroadcasting.com or blackroserising1, the number 1, @gmail.com. Thanks, guys. That's my tips.
Awesome. All right. Up next, I believe we have Pandora. What's in your box? What's in your Pandora's box today? That sounded wrong.
What?
I'm sorry.
It
It sounded good in my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, that you might want to work on that.
Yeah.
But before I get into Pandora's box, we did have a question that Uncommon has asked Kaz and I, and basically he's wanting to know what we think about Battlefield 3 when it releases. Do we think it's going to be a success or do we think it's going to fail? And so he's asking us as a panel what we think. Each of us thinks about the release of that title. So who would like to go first? Our guest?
I'm sorry. I got distracted.
She's in the
hot seat.
I'm
This
sorry.
guy on the
I'm
hot seat.
sorry.
You have CatLadyCoCo, who.
You guys will give me a moment. I got distracted by the Pandora's box graphic.
So cool graphic, huh?
It's awesome, isn't it? It is a cool
I
graphic.
don't remember a thing you were talking about.
That's so awesome. That's-
Oh,
So I
man.
guess
I'm so
that's,
sorry.
no, she doesn't really have an opinion yet.
Yeah.
I like the graphic. That's my opinion.
Well, it is a shiny graphic.
It's very nice and very distracting.
I don't know. I can go first. It doesn't make no difference. That way, she let her catch up.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. She wasn't expecting that.
We also have two other questions we got to get to soon by Divix for Cat Lady.
Sure.
But I think with DICE behind it and EA being very smart this year with their whole Star Wars team, you know we talked about it a few weeks ago on the show. Matter of fact, about what they're doing with the Star Wars and the whole universe.
Right.
I think that it's gonna be a hit, and it's gonna be made correctly. And if they don't, people are gonna have their heads. The heads will be rolling at EA the next day that it's released because they don't want bad products anymore, especially with Star Wars names on it.
No, absolutely, yeah. I mean, if they're able to do, I think we're talking about the sandbox one, right?
No, we're talking about Battlefield.
I get them mixed up. The Battlefield one, so I need to look into it a little bit more. I've been so busy. I'm trying to keep up with all the news. But I mean, yeah, if they're able, he said DICE is doing this one, right?
Yeah, DICE is doing it.
So I mean, this is they're going to be doing it like Battlefield, basically, right? So yeah, I mean, I think that'd be awesome. I liked Battlefield 3. Out of all the Battlefields, I mean, I kind of did like 3 the most. I'm not really sure on this Battlefield 4 with Hardline coming out. I'm not really impressed with it lately. But again, boy, if they do this Star Wars version, with the Battlefield 3 with their engine and all that, I think it's going to be pretty popular. I think it's I don't know on the scale, on the list of it, like top 5 or so, but definitely it's going to be up there. I think definitely. But I can't wait to see a little bit more about it. Yeah, I'll mark that down and I'll take a little bit more in-depth look into that.
As more information about the game comes out, we'll be
absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely something we'll definitely cover.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've been kind of following as much as it is, and from what I've seen from those and these videos that they've uploaded about the progress of the making of this game, Kaz right. They are not taking this lightly, and they are putting a lot of work and effort into making sure that this is possibly one of the best games they've made. And I think a lot of that pressure is coming from the fact that we also have a new Star Wars movie that's going to be released as well.
Right.
So it's a big year for Star Wars and Star Wars properties. So I don't think that EA, when they first got the property, I don't think they maybe took it, maybe not as serious as when J.J. Abrams signed on to do the new movie and Disney, the whole Star Wars, deal. Like at that point, they started. I think they decided at that point, hey, this is an opportunity here. We better make good. And I think that's what DICE is doing as well. I think DICE is really trying to hit a home run, and I think EA is giving them everything they need to do it. So if they fail, that's I think is going to be on DICE. I don't think it's going to be on EA. I think EA is giving them everything they need to make probably one of the games that DICE has ever made. So the final product is, of course, the true test. But from what I have seen, it's looking really good. And I think they probably are going to have a big seller on their hands.
I mean, we really didn't see much of media on it. I mean, we had a couple of leaked screenshots that we had and one whole trailer, but they're doing a really good job with keeping it on the download, so they're not releasing any information.
Right.
If anything happens, I think the soonest we'll hear any news about it or more information about it, I think it'll be this weekend. It's coming up because the PAX East is coming. So I think that if they release anything, it's going to be there. If not there, I think they're going to do it on the grand stage at E3. I think that's probably
it'll be big.
Places.
It'll be big.
One thing that Star Wars has always been, like Star Wars in general, has always been good at is keeping secrets. So I mean, keeping us just in the loop to get us excited about it and such like that. So yeah, I definitely once more information comes out, we'll be definitely covering that. So, and I keep saying definitely, I don't know why.
And
definitely.
I mean, we actually I don't know if you want to talk about that for a second too, Sid, but
sure.
We actually have our news site up and running on our website. Our whole news section is up and running. Actually, I've been beating IGN to posts in the morning. As the news comes out, I've been posting it as fast as I get it. So we have actually doing a really good job with that whole news section on the site. We're glad we got that handled. But
no, I think we need to clarify. Caslin has been doing a great job getting
Yes.
that up there and running, and update.
it's a collective bargain. Come on, everybody.
Yeah, but you're the one who posts a lot of the stuff, and I'm just, telling you my appreciation of that because I have not been able to do that. And Sid, of course, crazy hours. But yeah, Caslin, we just want to tell you that we appreciate it, and we really do know that you are a big asset to our team.
And an ass.
Well, and I'll take that. I'll win
He
that
puts the
toss.
ass in asset.
He is the ass in asset.
Yep. Don't you forget it, pal.
You jerk, you jerky jerk.
Jerky
Jerk.
You're all a bunch of jerky jerks.
All right, we had a couple more questions. We'll get through those real quick here.
Yes, we do. We have.
I'm sorry about that.
2 more questions. We have Coco. This is from DVix as well. As far as your stream goes, you have mentioned about growing with petition and partnership. Do you worry about having viewers? Whether one day having 100 viewers or another day just having 20 views?
Honestly, it really depends on the day. For some reason, some days we have like really low amount of viewers, and then some days we have like a huge amount of viewers. Like the other day, we talked about this. I put together a desk on stream, and I thought everyone would leave. They'd be like, "What is this?" And I don't think anyone once complained about like no gaming content, which was kind of funny. And that was like the most viewers I've had in a long time. My stream's actually been really slow like the past like week or two. And it went from like maybe 20, 30 viewers like a day to like over 100. I think we peaked at like 111 or something like that, watching me put together a desk. It's just, Twitch is unpredictable.
I need
Yes,
that
it
desk.
is.
Buy it from Walmart because Dr. Chai won't leave me alone. He keeps saying, I can't believe you bought it from Amazon. It was like $30 more expensive on Amazon. I had no idea. I just assumed he got it from like Amazon.
So from what I'm
I'm
understanding,
kind of annoyed now.
from what I'm understanding, to get viewers is either put together a desk or fall asleep.
You know, I'd come close to falling asleep.
I have dozed off on stream.
I almost dozed off on stream too, playing a game, and my head going back, nodding, doing the whole nod situation.
Yes, yes,
But-
yes.
But I haven't fallen asleep yet, thank God.
I don't think I've actually fully fallen asleep yet. I've nodded off for a second or two, but
Yeah, that's about all I've done.
Well, what was it? How? I mean,
We've seen the whites of your eyes, your eyes rolling up in your head.
3 weeks ago? Yeah, 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago, I was talking to you guys, and we were just talking about, I was playing Monster 2, and I had the stream going, then I stopped the stream, just in time, because I was nodding off in the stream, and I actually passed out while talking to you guys, and playing Monster. And my character was just sitting there, and, I'm just sitting there in my chair, and my head's back against the wall, and all of a sudden I can hear, the Mopsy screaming and yelling, and my whole floor's shaking under me. I'm like, what the hell? I thought I was gonna pee myself because that's how bad it was. It was really bad.
I would pay money to see that face.
Cat Lady Coco.
Donate $10 if you'd recorded that.
I know, that's what I said. It would have been nice to record it just to have, but to have that on stream, that would not have been fun.
Cat Lady Coco. Cat Lady Coco will appreciate this. This is back before, from what I remember, before streaming and all that, or the live streams and Twitch, and stuff like that. I used to play World of Warcraft too. I played it since Alpha, and this is before the new DLC content. This is still vanilla, and I was playing a rogue, and we were doing this. I can't even remember what the dungeon was. So it was a big dungeon. We were trying to get these.
Getting your Dalrens.
Right, but I don't remember exactly what the dungeon was. But it was I was getting my Dalrens, and Titch and I were not married yet. We were still kind of flirting across online. So she was afar, and I was in a different state. Actually, I was in Florida, I think.
You were in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I was in Florida, in Tallahassee, and stuff like that. So we're raiding, and we've got a full team, and I fall asleep in the middle of a boss fight, and my character just runs past the boss into the wall and just keeps running into the wall.
And everybody is telling me, oh my gosh, Titch, what is he doing? And I said, I don't know. And then I noticed he's just running in the wall, just running in place into the wall. And I went, he's asleep. I need to call him.
She calls me up, wakes me up, and I'm like, what? She says, honey, go to sleep. And I said, I need my Dalrens. I need my swords.
You'll get your swords. It's okay. Go to sleep because your character is running into a wall behind the boss.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry.
Yeah, it was oftentimes because he had such a crazy schedule at that time that he would fall asleep while we were gaming. And people would say, Titch, you need to call him and tell him to go to bed. I know.
But doing it during the horror game is totally different.
You're not supposed to fall asleep in a horror game.
No.
No, that's not a good thing. Like I said, especially that game, because that fire monster, I don't even want to know what you're going to call him. His like roar, it just makes it so you get immersed in it because it's so deep and loud, and especially when you have subwoofers and everything else, it goes right through you. It takes the whole goddamn house. It's bad.
Okay, let's see what we got next here.
There is another one.
Sure.
With being open, this is from DMix as well. This is a personal question, Cat Lady. You already talked about it on the stream, so. With being open about depression and mental health, do you ever, in a general way, try to promote it? Avocation, like the pet of the day.
I don't think I really do, just because I don't really leave the house. With people in my real life, I usually don't talk that much about it to them. Like family, I don't. I try to talk to my mom. My mom's very self-absorbed, so that doesn't happen. My dad's just kind of one of those suck it up. He's he understands, but he's kind of one of those suck it up and get on with your life kind of thing, which does actually help. But I mean, if anyone ever came up to me and talked about it, I would openly talk about it.
All right, and we have what? WTF's Mexi Turtle asks, what games do you guys look forward to this year? He's asking everybody, but.
And thanks for the follow. I did see you. I think you followed here. Yeah, thank you for the follow, WTF's Mexi Turtle. I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to the new Mortal Kombat X. I've got my sights set on that. I believe that's April 14th when it comes out. Did I hear it? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There's another game I'm looking forward to, which they haven't done a release date yet for it, called Deeper Down. And, The Division. I'm looking forward to that one too. Again, no release date on that.
Sorry, yawn.
Pandora?
How about Pandora?
I'm looking forward to Rainbow Siege, Homefront, The Division, and of course the new Assassin's Creed Victory when it comes out.
All Ubisoft
So
games.
if that releases.
You Ubisoft.
Hey, what can I don't know that I'm a family, but I do like one of the titles they're releasing. I mean,
I think we
Uh-oh.
lost me.
Did we lose video on him too?
Yeah.
Titch, I know you're looking forward to some Sims stuff coming out.
Sims Get to Work is coming out in
Yeah.
April, and I am way, way stoked about that.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
You're gonna cover that later on tonight, right?
Yep, I have some news about that later on. And, I'm not sure what else I'm really looking forward to. I do have my PS4, and I probably will, if the Division show is as cool as it looks from what I've seen when you've been checking it out. I may be adventurous and do that. I've also been kind of knocking around the idea of doing Destiny. That's right, I said the D word.
Shame on you.
I might dive into Destiny. Destiny, Destiny.
No escaping, not for me. Sorry.
I don't know. What am I? The Witcher. The Witcher's got to be up there. What else? Crowfall, which we're gonna be talking about a little bit later. Underworld Ascended is another one. The Division, if they don't screw it up. Rainbow Six, if they don't screw it up. And Assassin's Creed, if they don't screw it up. So, I mean, those are the big ones that I see that I'm more stoked about. But I'm trying not to get hyped about anything, but the only one I am really hyped about is The Witcher, because I know CD Projekt Red won't let me down. What about you, Cat Lady?
Well, I went Tish on expansion packs for Sims. I mean, Sims will always be my favorite, so expansion packs. I really want another Pets expansion pack because, you know, I can't have a complete family without having a house full of cats. So there's that. And I'm thinking about just, you know, renewing my subscription to WoW. I am taking on more games than I ever took on, so I'll probably stick with those for now.
I still have my subscription to WoW. I haven't played for a long time, and I do not have the current expansion, but I still do pay for my account and have kept it. I have been toying with the idea of maybe playing it again. I have heard that they've pretty much gone back to like the vanilla. Even though it's a new expansion, it looks and plays a lot like the vanilla. So I'm definitely interested in that if that's the point. If that's the, you know, fact.
Welcome back, Pandora.
Welcome back, Pandora.
Welcome back to Eric.
Uh-oh.
Like it does.
Yeah, still got some audio issues. So.
Dang it.
But I think Cat Lady should try 7 Days to Die. Come hang out with us.
Come play with us. Come fight zombies.
I actually wrote it down. I have a list of games in my planner here to try, so.
Well, we would love it if you would come and play on our server. It would be awesome.
Retro, I know Retro Godfather's looking forward to Uncharted 4. I know he'd like me to give a shout out to Uncharted 4. Yes, that is a big game coming out. I apologize, Retro. It's in the back of my head. And I think I'll get that one.
I'm a huge Uncharted fan. I mean, I have every one. I actually bought my PlayStation 3 with the Uncharted 3 came out. It was the whole bundle, and I bought Uncharted 1 and 2. That's the only reason why I bought my PlayStation was for Uncharted series. But all the news that are coming out right now about Uncharted 4, I'm staying clear away from it until the reviews come out. You know, it's no way.
All right, Pandora, you back with us here? You're breaking up again.
You know, it's incredible.
I think he said it's his internet.
That sucks.
Something like that. Yeah. All right.
Yes,
So, are you gonna do Pandora's box through sign language?
Yeah. This
Okay.
one, right? That one, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to blur out your curse words from sign language, Titch. So please refrain from cursing in sign language.
Too late.
I don't care. I really don't care.
His was worse. His was worse.
Definitely worse. So, all right. Well, moving. Uh-oh. Well, moving right along, I'll just
Did
go
I come
ahead.
through?
Yeah, you're coming through now. Hello?
Yeah. So whenever you guys want to get back to Pandora's box, let me know.
Well, let's do it
But
right
I'd
now,
like
then.
to give it a couple more minutes.
Let's do it right now,
Okay.
then.
Well, all right. I'll try to get it in. If I get cut off, you guys feel free to pick it up and run with it, okay?
Okay.
So basically, talking with a lot of the guys in the chat room, talking about games like Uncharted 4 and we're
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
is up.
We're totally losing him now. Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
Pandora.
we'll let him figure that out. And in other news, we're going to go back to a little bit of Destiny talk. Update 1.1.1 just came out for Destiny, and it's been really cool improvements. So we got the new reputation or UI for our inventory, so now we can do that. Also, with the update came with the update with the mobile app. You can now actually transfer your gear from your vault to your character or any characters using the mobile app. You just click on your gear that you want. You can move it to your character, move it to the vault. You can move stuff from your character to the vault. You can equip it. Well, you can't equip it. I'm sorry. You can put it in your inventory though. So if you're, say you're in the middle of a raid and you forgot your special icebreaker that's back in your vault, no longer having to go back to the tower and grab that icebreaker, you can actually just go onto your mobile app, go into the vault or onto your login, go into the vault section, find the icebreaker, and send it to your character with a few clicks of a simple button there. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. They're also doing more expansions. March 3rd, Inferno is a game mode coming out on the Crucible, starting with the Infernal Control, a PvP experience that's more about basic gunplay and achieving more with less. PvP modes should give you the opportunity to flex new gameplay muscles you didn't know you had. What's the most important change you're making? They're removing the tracker that warns you of nearby opponents. So it's basically for you Call of Duty fans, it's like hardcore mode basically, with no map or tracker map. We're hoping this change will provoke players to rely even more on certain skills like map knowledge, teamwork, good positioning, successful flanking opponents, using jumps to set up ambushes, catching audio cues like footsteps, and using friendly nameplate UIs as clues towards enemy position. Lack of trackers should also indirectly reduce the effectiveness of supers and heavies and make the mode more about basic gunplay. So a couple changes. Again, no tracker. Simplified scoring. They've removed as many scoring events as possible. The mode is much more about getting kills and playing the core objective. Fast objective capture. Without the tracker, players are much more vulnerable when interacting with objects because it gives away their position. Speeding up capture time keeps the capture time keeps the risk reward for trying to capture an objective more fair. They are also giving us less heavy ammo. So there's only one set of heavy ammo crates per match, and dead players don't drop purple bricks anymore. With no tracker, it's much easier to flank an aggressive opponent when pushing for kills because they have heavy ammo. Expect players to play more conservatively with heavy ammo and try to get more bang for your buck out of it. In other news, the Xbox, let's see, update 1.1.1 is live for Xbox. With it also came the Xbox One re-downloading update. If you're still experiencing this issue after updating Destiny, please follow the troubleshooting guide links below. Let's see. And that can be found on their Xbox website. They're also implementing a fix for qualifying players who had deleted their characters and were unable to claim the EV-30 Tumbler Sparrow. Players who experience this issue can now claim the Sparrow for from Tess Everest at special orders. If you were one of the players who qualified and still are unable to receive your Sparrow, please let Bungie help know by posting in the #help forum. We're on the lookout for any unresolved cases. As a note, please ensure you check all characters for the Sparrow before posting in the hashtag help forum. And that, again, that's on the Xbox One. Lastly, they have a long list of fixed Grimoire cards. Please take a look at the patch notes on the website, Xbox or Destiny website. If you're encountering any issues with the cards or any other Grimoire cards, please also let the Bungie.net team know by posting on the hashtag BNetIssues forum. So that for their little tag, as far as they are concerned, an apple a day is one too many. So so that's a little bit of update for the in my corner there for Destiny and the Xbox One. So Pandora, are you all right over there?
I'm open. Am I back?
Yes, you're back. Go ahead.
All right. So as I was saying, we were talking about Uncharted and all the games we're looking forward to. It brings me up to another subject, which I want to talk about: entertainment value of games. And I know that this is going to be a varying opinions, because each of us has to determine our own value. Because this discussion kind of came up a little bit in our show last week. We was talking about the order. With the fact that it all the media hype about the fact that it was only 5, is it 6 hours long? And so kind of what I want to talk about is, is that to entertain one, is 5 or 6 hours of solid, just straight through gameplay that actually works? Because if I can recall, I sat with you all the way up till the ending of that game because I didn't want to see the spoiler. But I didn't see any issues with the game. I saw no technical problems. I saw no glitches. I saw no crashing of any kind, and I saw seamless gameplay. Have repetitive side missions and things to just occupy your time. So fast forwarding to some of these games that are coming out, what do you guys think? How do you guys see games changing? Because I'm pretty sure the order is going to change a few games, and the way some things are going to be done with the way games are being made, especially since it's selling well. So, do you see games becoming more cinematic and giving you entertainment for the same $60, or do you see games continuing down the trend where you have to take on all these repetitive side missions that really have nothing to do with the story, really have nothing to do with the advancement of the game itself? It's just do you that out of the West? I see that gaming is going, because gamers are changing. So that's inevitable. I mean, we've got a new group of gamers coming in. We got other gamers, leaving that are not gaming anymore. So there's definitely going to be a change in gaming. So how do you guys see the entertainment value of games today? Do you think we should be more side mission oriented? Should it be strictly, great storytelling and awesome cinematics and seamless gameplay as like in the order, maybe longer, maybe, a longer version of the order, but, something similar to that, or like?
Well, considering the order, I mean, it was a short story. Excuse me, I had to whistle. It was a short story, but it kept you involved, and I know I talked about it a lot last time. It kept you involved. I've always wanted more games to be more movie-like. Like you would put you into the game, like you felt like you were playing in the game, or you felt like you were doing a cinematic or a cinema of a game that you're controlling. that was always my vision of what games were to be like. I mean, of course, that's my opinion. That's what I like. I mean, yes, I do like the occasional hack and slash because you need those. You need those games that kind of pull you out of the reality of everything and just just have fun with it. But I think for some of the more advanced games these days, I believe that the direction, in my opinion, the direction should go towards a more realistic feel. I love the fact that, and I think more games should utilize it, is the loading screens. The Order basically had no loading screens. They had a lot of cinematics.
No loading.
They had a lot of cinematics, and it was in between your gameplay and such like that. But I believe they were utilizing the cinematics to help with the load. They used longer corridors to help with the loading of that. But as you played the game, it felt very seamless. I mean, at one point you're playing, and then it would transition into a cinematic, and then you would have another little bit of gameplay, and then it would be another cinematic, but you would have an interactive cinematic where you had to mash the button to either get out of a situation or stuff like that. It keeps you definitely involved. I think that some games, like the Assassin's Creed games, yeah, there's a lot of side quests, but I think they should be at least, having to do somewhat with the game itself. Yeah, I need to collect these things too, but again, it's like, when I see, like, oh, I got another mission for another collection thing, and I've got to do, 60? I got to find 60 of these shards. I got to find 100 of these shards, or whatever amount. That's a little tedious on my part. I mean, do I really want to do this? I don't have to do this, but me having OCD, I need to 100% this game. I got to do it. It is busy work, like you were mentioning.
Right, it's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is busy work.
It is exactly that. It is. Here's what I think a lot of people confuse. They confuse the busy work with entertainment, and I guess to a degree it is. But at what point does it also get frustrating? When I play video games, I don't want to feel like, oh God, I got to go do all these crazy side missions, or I got to go do this. And my friend that is just because the order made no, I mean, it made it clear that it's a game. And it is very story driven.
Right.
They didn't hide, And I'm telling you, if you seriously take out all of this junk, it's just crumbs laying around on a map for you to go run and get. Run over here, get this. Run over here and get this. Run over here and get that. Run over here and do this. Run over here and do that. And you really break down Assassin's Creed Unity. It's storyline.
Sorry, you're really breaking up there, Pandora. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm trying not to.
I know. I'm just letting you know, though.
Which part did I mess up on?
You were talking about Unity just now.
Yeah. If you take the storyline of Unity and just run it through, it's 5 hours tops. God of War, 5 hours tops. All these people really on the Order for being 5 or 6 hours long. But what the Order didn't do was give you all the breadcrumbs. It just gave you a story. And I do see more and more games coming out like that. They're just straightforward. Here's what it is. I'm not going to give you all this little silly nonsense stuff to run around and do to occupy your time to make you feel like you're getting more. I think, in my opinion, the Order deserves a lot more credit than it is flack, because the Order just you wasn't trying to.
We lost him. We lost you.
Audio and video?
No, just audio. It's like coming in and out, so you have like bursts of good audio, and then it breaks up again.
Yeah, welcome to my great internet here.
We still love you.
But I just think that the Order deserves a lot more credit than it does flack. It's getting a lot of flack, but the Order, like I said, made no secret that it was a story-driven game.
Right.
They don't give you a bunch. They don't give you a bunch of garbage. They don't have side quests that just top things. I respect that it. Games that should be getting more because it's the secret. They're not trying to confuse you and make you feel like you're getting more for your money. And I have a problem with games that make you feel like you're actually getting something when really, when you break it down, you're not getting much of anything.
Right. In my experience, I don't care how many hours the game is, as long as it's an entertaining game, keeps me interested in the game, and I'm enjoying playing the game. In my opinion, that's what makes the game. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, if I'm enjoying it, yeah, you can put these side quests in, but again, in my opinion, as long as it's keeping me loving the game, I don't mind. Again, don't do too much of these like side quests where you have to find 1,000 pieces of the broken, cookie plate or something like that. But
Right.
as long like with the Assassin's Creed, and it's a following trend with Assassin's Creed, they always have all these side quests that you got to do, find all the towers, find all the hidden stuff and stuff like that. I can do it the first run through. I have the patience, I have the OCD to do it. When I finish the game and I 100% that game, I can't play it again. I can't see myself, because I have that will to collect everything again, but then I get to purport where I'm like, I've already done this, I don't want to do this, and I set it aside, and I don't play Assassin's Creed for a long time. So it's kind of with Unity right now. I liked Unity despite all the problems it had, but yeah, it's just a very side quest driven game. Watch Dogs, Hockey brought that up. Watch Dogs is another prime example. I loved Watch Dogs as far as the storyline, as far as the concept of it, but once you finish the whole storyline, and there's a lot of side quests to do, and pretty much nothing else. There's the PvP and stuff like that.
Right. Well, I'll give you a good example of how side quests are done well. Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay? That game was done perfectly as far as missions and all the little side missions, because it moved the story forward. Right. There was a purpose for going on these side quests.
It had side quests, but it all tied into the same story, right?
Exactly. It was part of the overall entertainment value. So Dragon Age Inquisition got it right. Assassin's Creed, for example, Unity. I love Unity. I still play it. But how many times do I have to run across a building to find a shard? What does that have to do with the story? What's in the air collecting all 100 of those have to do with the story? Absolutely nothing. It's just something to do to occupy my time. It has nothing to do with the story. It has nothing. It's not advancing character. It's not advancing the story. It's just a time filler. That's a bad example. Whereas with the Order, 1866, it's stripped out. So you all that stuff, just the story. So we have Dragon Age Inquisition that did it right on that end of the spectrum, and I think the Order, 1866, did it right on that end of the spectrum, which was just story content, which was story-driven video game. So they both did it right. It's just one was 100-something plus hours of gameplay, or the other was 6.
Right.
But at least and genuine always had for you for your entertainment. They didn't lie about it. And I think those are two good examples of how to do it right, where there's a lot of games that fall in the middle. Useless side quests. I think that's what I'm really talking about is the difference between useless side quests and side quests that are really genuinely purposeful
I've
that
got
actually enhance the game.
I've got a question for you guys, going off onto a different genre of game. There are games like Diablo 3. Diablo 3, you have a straight run through of the story, and then after you finish the story, there's not really much to do other than grind for gear and become, have a better developed character. I mean, Diablo 3 is one of those games where you can play it, and then after a while you kind of get bored of it, and you kind of put it aside. At least I do. I get bored of it and I put it aside, but I always come back to it. I don't know why. I think it's because it's more of that hack and slash type game that
Yeah.
it's a different type of game that I can play and do a hack and slash. What do you think about that? I mean,
coming from that type of genre, I understand what you're talking about.
Right.
I do play Diablo 3.
yeah.
Right.
But I think that type of genre, the reason why we always go back to that one is because we know it's available in that type of game, okay? We know what that game is going to offer us no matter what happens. Now, not saying that Diablo doesn't do everything right, because they don't. I mean, they could easily make their maps. They could make their maps more random generated, where they can have 4 or 5 different more maps. Layouts for the maps, and then it'll be a lot better for all the people playing. With that whole, because you're not going to see the same layout the whole time going through. So, but those games are always going to have a place in people's lives because of the way they're made.
Yeah, I think it kind of gives an homage of the old retro hack and slash games that we grew up in, and it kind of plays off of
Right.
that. And I think that's why. I know CatLadyCoCo plays D3. What do you think about that?
When I first started, I played through like story mode maybe once, and then every other character since, I'm just like, oh hey, you want a power level? Yeah, okay, sure, power level.
Right.
I want all the gear, and I want it now, and I want to be the most OP person ever, which that never really happens, but like, you make a lot of friends, and that's fun. And then once they power level you, it's like super fun to do like greater rifts and stuff together. So.
I think more for like the Diablo 3 is like once you finish the storyline, you understand how the story of the game, and then you understand how the mechanics of the game work. I think the desire to get the better gear, at least for me, is basically shooting for that Torment 6, to be able to solo Torment 6 and just walk through it. And there's something about that attracts me to that game, like wanting to be better, have a better character for that.
The elusive Holy Grail.
Right.
Right. And there's a lot of games that do that, and it's
Right.
not just them. A reason why I like Torchlight 2 over Diablo 3 is because of all the community add-ons. They have community storylines that you can go through and play. Same exact type of game. It's just one's player driven by the community. The other one's made by corporate and player driven by corporate.
Well, Dr. Ty, I can't do T6, okay? So back off, man.
T6 is too easy.
But
So.
again, what you were saying, go back to what Pandora was saying about being too short or being too long, not enough content. I'll tell you, I don't agree with you at all, Pandora. I think the flack that the order has received, all the bad reviews, I think now are going to get investors who may have ended up wanting to invest into that before the game came out, to not want to invest and use their money towards it, because people are so mad about the game being so short that they don't realize, how good the game really is. Again, it's all depends on who you are. If you think that's worth your $60, then that's fine. But like Kokana says, he bases a game off of $2 an hour. So $2 an hour worth of content. So every hour of content it's worth $2 to him. Okay, so and that way, and he said the order to him, whether it be pretty the way the game looked or whatever, it just wasn't worth the $60. He would have happily paid $20 for the game. he wouldn't have paid. He would not pay $60 a game for that game.
See,
But
and
again,
I disagree with that because, you know,
$2 an hour for entertainment. That's a bit cheap, don't you think?
well,
I mean, is he living in 1940s? Come on, I know he's a big Twitch guy, but for $2 an hour, come on.
I'm bringing him up doesn't mean I agree with him. I'm just.
I mean, that's what I mean. Again, that's his opinion. I mean, that's if he wants to base his games off of that. I think it's kind of sad because there are short games out there that are really, really like the Order. I mean, Heavy Rain was pretty short, like just the initial, not the episodes, but I mean, it was pretty short, and those were incredible games. And I mean, to think that you know, it's not worth paying it because it's only short. You know, it's not worth paying for that game because it's a short game. I think that's just very naive, in my opinion. Because you really have to. It's not. It comes down to a mixture of things that make a game for me. It's not just about the gameplay. It's not just about the longevity of the game. It's all about that. It's about gameplay, longevity, storyline, graphics, music and sound as well. I mean, if it's got a crappy soundtrack, man. I mean, that's the other thing I like about Destiny, because every once in a while it has this really epic soundtrack, and you're fighting the big boss, and like you're gunning for it. I mean, that's kind of what drives me for it. So I'm sorry, Titch, what were you saying?
No, that's okay. I was just going to say there are a couple things that I want to say. First off, Carnage, you're telling me that he's a cheap date and won't pay for things if you go out with him.
Yeah.
And B,
Yeah, exactly.
is he willing to pay me $2 an hour to watch him play some crappy game that I don't give a crap about? And yet he won't play games that maybe I'm interested in.
Yeah. So, yeah,
because he decides that I'm not going to pay more than $2. Oh, and does his games does he get them from third world countries where they're paying children to make them?
I'm not, and I didn't mean to bring him up you know, he's the bad.
Oh, we know.
No, it's fine.
No.
I
I'm
mean,
just.
He's actually a really nice guy.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I know he is.
His opinion is, like I said, that's what he bases his opinion on. So.
And that's all fine. I'm just I just don't see how.
Yeah,
I can't see that.
If he were in it now, would you tell where you can go anywhere, and get $2 worth of entertainment in an hour? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Where are you going to go and get an hour's worth of entertainment for $2? I mean, I understand that is his opinion, but I'm thinking, is he serious? I mean, and what does he base that opinion on? Is he basing it on the value of the dollar for a movie? Is he basing it on the value of a dollar of a CD from a band? What is he basing? How did he come to that $2 an hour? I mean, I know his behind is, you know, I don't understand he bases that. And if he wanted to, realistically, any form of entertainment that I can go out there today and get an hour's worth of entertainment for $2.
No,
I'll be lucky if I could get a Big Mac for $2, let alone, and that's a whole 2-minute worth of entertainment. So
no, I agree with that. I mean, as I said, I mean, I don't agree with him as per se. I mean, I have my own opinion. Like, if I went based on what his logic is, that means I should have paid $2,000 for Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
You know, I spent 1,000 hours into that. Or,
right.
Did I say it? 6,000 hours in Phantasy Star Online. Or,
Right, exactly.
10,000 hours in EverQuest 1. I mean, it's there's so much going on as far as in what, and again, we covered this a little bit last week, how if you as a game have to determine your own, what's worth it to you. You can't always go by what these review guys are saying, because when we all know that they get paid by these big companies to release, good reviews, get good marks on it, or, other words, like a game like Unity, who Ubisoft has all this big money, they can't release the review for 12 hours after the game is released. So makes by that time everybody's gone out and bought the game already. So you can't release a review on it on when the game comes out. You know, we all know that they have the games 2, 3, 4 days beforehand, because that's what the media gets. You know, we talked about this a bunch, Pandora, but I think that, you know, when you have companies like this who have the extra money that do pay these guys and say, hey, we're gonna put an embargo on this game and you can't release a, you know, review, because they know the game is broken. They know the game is absolutely shit broken. So they're gonna release it. You know, they want to get every dime they can before the reviews come out. And again, I'm not saying the orders are broken or a crappy game at all, because I watched you play it, Sid, and I watched you know, other people play it. Now, I've already said this last week. Would I probably pay the $60 for that game? Probably not, because I am not going to get my entertainment out of it. I don't feel that it's worth the $60.
Right, and
now,
that's kind of what I'm discussing is entertainment value. I mean, how, you know, I think that becomes more of an issue of, is that more of an individual thing?
I think so.
Is there any blanket, is what I'm getting at, is there any blanket level of entertainment value that covers all gamers? I don't think so.
No.
And because of that reason, that's why I think people need to get all develop the order. You can have to say the amount of entertainment value that it doesn't have. It's only 6 hours long, because I like Dragon Age Inquisition, and you got what, 5 hours out of your game and you paid the same price? Okay, well, maybe we paid the same price, but I got just as much value out of my $60 as you did for your 100 hours. So I think it's an individual thing, and I think that people don't see it that way. I think gamers think it's a blanket thing, and that they think that because the order is short, and I'm just using it as an example because it's the most recent game.
Right.
That because it's so short, you cannot get the same entertainment value out of that game as you can a Dragon Age Inquisition. And I'm saying I disagree with people that say that. I think people can get just as much entertainment value out of the 6-hour game as people out of the 100-hour. For one thing, like Dragon Age Inquisition, there are people who hate that game.
Right, and I understand what you're saying too, Pandora. But again, it's not just like the order; it's also like Evolve, where I don't, you know, I wouldn't pay the $6 it paid me for that, because I don't think that game would have lasted me the worth the money, you know. And that's, again, it's all on what our value as people,
right,
for each game. And the whole situation, like you say, you know, gamers are leaving, you know, older games are leaving because. And I feel like I'm one of those, because I can't find a goddamn game that's coming out in the next 6 years that are going to be able to pique my interest, because of I grew up in this industry where we had to work our rear ends off everything we wanted. You know, it's the way that the games are nowadays is not like it used to be when I was a kid.
No.
And I mean, I know Sid, you and Titch played EverQuest, and I hate to bring up EverQuest because it's a we could talk about EverQuest for 6 hours and nobody can play, you know. But it's like, okay, EverQuest, we all know, had tons and tons of content. I mean, whether it be all the raid zones, dungeons, whatnot, it was just filled with content. Now, quest-wise, you actually had to go around asking all the NPCs for quests, and you didn't just see them with these little question marks or exclamation points above their head. You actually had to go physically talk to them and type in chat saying, you know, their replies, whatever. And you had to read everything they had to say. So their whole the way games were back then compared to they are now, that's why people are leaving, because we can't find us older game. And don't say that there's only a couple of, you know, a little bit. We don't have the numbers like a World of Warcraft. There's 10 million people playing it or whatever. Who cares? But I can guarantee you, I can goddamn guarantee you, that we have over 1 million people that think the same exact way as I do when it comes to MMOs. Because we're sick and tired of all this bull crap that is getting thrown at us. And that's why we don't like games like World of Warcraft and we're not saying that World of Warcraft's not a bad game. We're saying that we don't want that type of game. We want the niche of the older games like a Shadow Realm or Dark Age of Camelot, Ultima Online, those type of games to come back and actually be relevant again. It makes it so much difficult being a person like me the way I play games, because I have such a passion for some of these games that, like a Dragon Age, you saw how much I love Dragon Age and how much I light up about because I love BioWare's storytelling. BioWare, the only other company that I've ever seen come close to making stories like BioWare has is only one other, and it's not Skyrim, it's not Oblivion, it's not any of those. Made by the same company, but it's not those games. It's Fallout 3. Fallout 4 is going to be released later on this year or unrevealed, but I think Bethesda did a really good job with the Fallout 3. And, you know, Blackout Studios with their older games, you know, with Fallout 2 and, you know, they did an amazing job with their storylines. But to me, I don't think paying $60 for this 5-hour game is worth it for me. But I will gladly pay $60 on a game that's 100 hours, you know, that I can actually get my money's worth out of it.
Right.
Okay.
And kind of to sum this up a little bit so we can move on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what you're saying. You would gladly pay the $60 for the Dragon Age Inquisition because you feel that's what you would get your most value out of. And that's why those games are needed. Again, I'm going to back Retro up on this. Retro's saying he didn't like it. He didn't like Dragon Age Inquisition because it bored him. For $60, he would have gotten bored. So a game like The Order 1866, which is straightforward story motivation and totally an immersive game, that's what it's about, is a total immersion into the story, may have given him a greater sense of value and more entertainment for the same money. So he got more for his $60 for the 5. You got more for your $60 for the 100 hour or 100 hours a game. So that's what I'm getting at. It's two sides of the coin, two different types of games, yet you wouldn't spend $60 on the one, he wouldn't spend $60 on the other, yet both are happy with different types of games.
Right.
That's kind of what it boils
And
down
so
to.
yeah, and then that boils down to the basic thing. It depends on the individual.
The individual, right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, moving on, we are a little bit behind, but that's okay. No worries. That's fine. I mean, we're having some good discussions here tonight, so I'm very pleased on how this is going. So, Kazan, did you have any MMO news? Some quick MMO news?
Actually, I don't think I do. Besides, I mean, we have an MMO that's being, you know, who broke records in Kickstarter. We'll talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll actually cover that in the indie news. That's the what was it called? Crowfall, right?
Yep.
Awesome, cool. Let's see. Titch, did you have any? You had your Sims news, didn't you?
Yes, I do. I have Sims news. Yay, Sims news! What I live for. Sims news. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's Sims news, where I took you through a day in the life of the doctor in the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion, and how all the drama that can unfold during that career. As you know, this April, The Sims will rule the workplace in Sims 4 Get to Work expansion. You will control your Sims' every action as they tackle 3 active careers, whether it's saving lives as a doctor. You will also be able to put your Sims' entrepreneurial ambitions to the test as you create and customize unique retail businesses. Plus, there are new venues, more skills to learn, and the chance to befriend some aliens. But today we are going to take a look at the detective, the fearless detective, by watching a trailer of the actual gameplay of the detective. So I will let Sid put that on, and we'll watch that trailer.
All right, here we go.
Cue that beautiful trailer.
In the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion pack, you control your Sims at their workplace. Let's take a deep look at the gameplay around one of our new active careers. The police station is at the center of the detective career. Here your Sims will pick up new cases, book suspects, and work with their fellow officers to solve crimes. Once your Sim has been assigned a case, their work begins at the crime map. From there, they'll hit the streets and start working their case. At a crime scene, you'll control your Sim as they hunt for evidence. Pinging the ground reveals hidden clues. Being thorough will aid your Sims in their investigation. It's smart to have your Sims take photos, collect evidence, and interview an eyewitness or two. Back at the station, your Sim can begin to process the evidence they've collected. As the clues pile up in the crime database, your detective can begin to connect the dots. With their suspect identified, it's time for your Sim to issue an APB. Make an arrest, bring in a suspect, and book them. Smile, creep. At the interrogation table, your Sim can use various techniques to break a suspect. Play good cop or bad cop, and close the case. Solving crimes, walking the beat, and keeping the neighborhood safe will help your Sim earn their next promotion as they rise in rank from bumbling cadet to chief of police. In the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion pack, with new active careers and new experiences, you can play with life in an entirely new way. The Sims 4 Get to Work is available in April.
All right. So that, yeah, it was pretty cool. Uh-oh. What's going on here? There we go. That was weird.
We hope you enjoyed this week's peek at the detective career. Next week, we will explore the amazing life of a scientist. So stay tuned. Some more in the Sims news. Fun facts. They were celebrating their 15 years of The Sims this February. CatLadyCoCo, I'm sure you realized that. So last month, The Sims celebrating 15 years of Plumbob's Woohoo and Everything Sims. If you follow The Sims on Twitter or are a fan of The Sims page on Facebook, you've likely seen a good deal of celebratory fun facts posts and learned a bunch of cool stories about the history of the franchise. The first item ever created for The Sims, does anybody know? It was a toilet.
A toilet.
Simoleons, they get their name not from the game itself, but from an 18th century British slang for sixpence, Simmons. But Maxis are not the only ones with thinking back on the franchise. The Sims community has been thinking about their favorite fun facts about the franchise too. They wanted to hear the fun facts from the community on their comments webpage, and I will go through a few, just a couple. Astro X1424 remembers a more quaint time for The Sims TS1, The Sims 1, when babies were just a quick peck away. Fun fact, in The Sims 1, you had a baby as a result of kissing someone. Right, the makeout was actually the woohoo. Terrelyn remembers having a bear of a time in The Sims. Fun fact number 45,000. In TS1, Claire the bear was an actual bear that would steal from your picnic basket or dig in your trash. She wasn't just a Sim dressed up as a bear as it is in the Outdoor Retreat. Turns out, I know Sid knew this, but The Sims actually didn't invent the plumb bob. According to Socrib, or actually Wikipedia, fun fact, definition of the plumb bob. A plumb bob or a plummet is a weight, usually with a pointed tip on the bottom, that is suspended from a string and used as a vertical reference line or plumb line. It is essentially the vertical equivalent of a water level. And ICMN Fresh remembered an urban legend that turned out to be true. Fun fact, Easter egg. Nessie the Loch Ness Monster sometimes appeared in the lake in the neighborhood screen back in Sims 1. There was also a cheat to make her appear. But don't feel restrained by facts about the games themselves. Some of the facts we've seen are more personal than others. For instance, Jancita said, "My children drove me into The Sims 15 years ago, and now I am driving their children into The Sims 2, 3, 4, and they're delighted to play the little people with their grands." If you have a fun Sims fact and you would like to share it with me on Twitter, you can do that at Twitter at TitcheryTitch. And I have some stream news, some of my Sims stream news. Tomorrow, Stream Advisor will be featuring me and my stream Monday, March 2nd, 2015 at 3:30 p.m. So I'd like to invite everyone in the chat and everyone in the Sticks Broadcasting to be there. Come support me, tweet it out. Tweet out my streaming Monday from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm pretty excited. They'll be featuring Sidious 67 in the future. And I hope to have Save Point Show featured as well. I'm pushing for this to make it possible. So if you would like to see Save Point Show or anybody else in the Sticks Broadcasting group featured, please send a tweet to @StreamAdvisor. I will put that in the chat as well. And you can send them a request. They actually ask for you to send requests of people that you would like to see. And it would be on Twitter @StreamAdvisor. And that's it for the Sims news.
Wow, thank you very much. I forgot that they wanted to do both of us.
Yeah,
I totally forgot. Oh, man. Okay. So, let's see what we have up next. We got some indie news up next here. Kazan, why don't you take us to the list?
All right, we got first up we got Crowfall. It's being raised on Kickstarter. It actually broke all sorts of Kickstarter records within 48 hours of it being announced. They're very ambitious team looking to bring back the good old days of MMO history. These guys, they have so much potential to do this right, because they don't want a backer from these high investors telling them how they want their game to be made. They're gonna make it the way that they want, and that's it. No high investor, all these big investors are not gonna tell them what they're gonna be making and what they're not gonna be making or changing. So I think that's what the problem with a lot of these games that are being released: too much money and not enough gameplay. But Crowfall looks absolutely amazing. If you guys want to check it out, I'll post the Kickstarter link in the chat while you guys watch the trailer.
All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Gordon Walton, and I've executive produced some games you might have heard of, such as Ultima Online, The Sims Online, Star Wars Galaxies, and Star Wars The Old Republic.
Hi, and I'm J. Todd Coleman. I'm the creative director of Shadowbane, Wizard 101, and Pirate 101.
And we're the founders of Artcraft Entertainment.
So our goal at Artcraft is to create a new type of online experience, something that hasn't been done before.
I want to play something with the intensity of a season of Game of Thrones, only in a game setting.
Yeah, exactly. Allies, enemies, alliances, betrayal, conquest. These are the components that we feel are lacking in today's online experiences.
And we're going to change that.
So Crowfall is a mix of a massively multiplayer online role-playing game and a strategy game. The problem is those are two very, very different genres. In an MMO, the expectation players have is that the world will be persistent, actually permanent. In a strategy game, the expectation is that the game is over when somebody wins. So imagine a family gets together once a year for a game of Risk. Only it's not for a different game of Risk every year. They're getting together to continue the same game of Risk. Like at the end of the night, they just throw a tablecloth over the board. They come back the next year, remove the cloth, and all the pieces are in the same place. So they pick up the game from where they left off last year. The first year would actually be a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody would be in the game, jockeying for position, trying to figure out where their place was in the world. By year 2, one person, let's say Uncle Bob, starts to pull ahead. A few people drop out. The other people are still kind of enjoying themselves, though it's pretty obvious that they're not going to win. By year 3, Bob is clearly pulled ahead and everyone else is bored. In fact, the only one having fun at this point is Uncle Bob. Fast forward 10 years. Bob is now an unassailable tyrant, and anyone who even tries to challenge him is crushed instantly. Nobody's having fun, not even Uncle Bob. This is the problem with a strategy game. A strategy game inherently has to have a chance to restart, or the game simply doesn't work. It stops being fun. So how do we marry the concepts of an MMO, which is supposed to be persistent and forever, with a strategy game, which is supposed to naturally come to an end? We have a solution, and it's based on the passage of time. We call it Eternal Heroes, Dying Worlds.
So the concept is the heroes are permanent, but the worlds, they're not. They decay, they get destroyed. Imagine you're playing a campaign, say 3 months. The campaign ends. Well, your character doesn't get destroyed, the world gets destroyed. After that's done, you get to pick a whole new campaign. At any given time, there may be dozens of campaigns. You just choose one, and in you go.
Each world in the Crowfall universe is unique. Unique map, unique rule set, unique victory conditions. It's like a bunch of massively multiplayer games of Risk all running together at the same time. Players choose a world and then a team, either a faction or a guild, and then they vie for control of that world.
At the beginning of every campaign, players are dropped into new worlds that are unknown to them. They don't know where they are, where they're going, or what's around them.
When your player lands there for the very first time, it's like the first turn of civilization. Our whole world is fully dynamic, dynamically created at the beginning of the campaign. All the oceans, continents, rivers, hills, they're all different in every world.
Each map is filled with ancient ruins and towns, caves, stuff for players to explore.
Not only do you have to explore the physical world, but you also have to explore the different rules that can change from campaign to campaign, such as how strong magic is, what races are present, and what technology you can use.
So we solved the challenge of resetting the strategy map without wiping the players. That's awesome in and of itself, but what if we take it further? If the worlds are going to reset anyway, why not let them be fully destructible?
From the moment Todd came to me and told me about this game, the one thing that I really was excited about was the destruction.
The world is made of voxels, which are little building blocks, a bit like Minecraft, but much smaller.
Most people are using voxels for creation. They're using them to create sandboxes where people can build. We're using them for a very different reason. We're using voxels for destruction. This game is all about creating sandcastles and then kicking them over.
Players can do everything from blow holes in walls, they can dig tunnels underneath keeps and siege from below.
The idea of coming around a corner, finding another player, shooting a fireball, hitting a wall, blowing that up, and having that fall down on that player was just an awesome idea.
Once you allow players to build and destroy castles, they can claim territory. And with territory comes real political power.
The fealty system is based on trees. You can grant lands to vassals, and then they can in turn grant that land to vassals of their own.
There's two types of worlds. Campaign worlds are like a soccer match. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then the players move on and take that experience into the next game. The Eternal Kingdoms, though, are like the whole soccer season.
The Eternal Kingdoms is where you would come back between campaigns. It's where your player housing is. It's also where you would, count your spoils from war or lick your wounds if you didn't have such a successful bout.
The player who owns the world gets to decide things like the taxes and the tariffs and even the PvP rules. Those players completely control those worlds. So to get to this point, it's required a significant outlay of money. Some of that's come from external investors. A big chunk of it actually came from us. And I know you've heard stories about game designers and producers who have sold their company for tens of millions of dollars. We're not those guys. So this is a significant risk for us, right? We're doing this because we fundamentally want to see this game get made. We're hoping that you guys want to see it get made too. That's why we decided to go directly to Kickstarter and appeal to you, because we don't want to look for external money if we can help it.
We clearly know how to raise money from publishers or from venture capitalists if we need to, but we don't want them dictating how the game gets made. We'd rather make the game for you.
Yeah, the problem with external money is once you take a bunch of money from somebody, all of a sudden they start doing spreadsheets and saying, okay, how can we adapt this game to appeal to a broader and broader audience because we'll make more money? And when you do that, the vision inevitably suffers.
We'll do what it takes to get the game made, but frankly, we'd rather be working for you. From all of us at ArtCraft,
we really believe in this game and we really want to make it for you.
Please support our Kickstarter, and we'll
see you in game.
He's probably like, what are y'all doing?
Cut the trailer.
That looks pretty cool. I like that. You guys were talking about me?
Oh, no, we were saying, cut the trailer.
Oh, sorry. I put you guys on mute, and that's the only way I can do it, so.
No problem.
That's okay.
We were going like this.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
So... You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, you can see us either?
No, I can't, because what I'm watching is actually what the stream is watching. So because that's where I control everything. So.
Okay.
But I mean, overall, that looks like a pretty cool trailer. I mean, cool game.
They're
I like
using
the idea of it.
voxels.
Voxels, yes, like, and they didn't want to say landmark, but.
Voxels are a double-edged sword.
Yes, it is. So.
Only if you make a sword with them.
The box is a double-edged sword. You can only get so much graphics out of them, but.
Okay, so let's see. We got a couple of other things, but moving right along. Kaz, did you have anything in your corner today, or was it some more of the indie picks here?
Well, it's basically what I was talking about a little bit. I touched about a little bit earlier about the state of what's going on with the gaming industry. There's a lot of things that drive me away from the gaming industry lately, and it's because of the way the games are. I absolutely love certain games, and I don't know if it's because I have rose-tinted glasses, as people say, but I can't find games that are like the ones I absolutely fell in love with when I was, whether it be growing up or, between a couple of years ago. It's nobody makes these games like this anymore, and it's killing me. Like Phantasy Star Online. Phantasy Star Online version 1 and version 2, I spent more hours in that freaking goddamn game than I could ever imagine to count out. I had every character up to level 200, every race. I had countless of, I could go over some of the math on the drop rates of some of these things that was going. It was so bad. It was like 1 in a 265,000 chance of dropping. So and when you get that item, it's like, wow, I worked my ass off for this item. Same thing on MMOs. It's like none of these MMOs are ever amounting up to what needs to be, the way it used to be. And if you guys know any good MMOs out there, and you want to know my pick, if I want to be picky about it, I can give you a list on all the things that I want in an MMO, and if you can find, and I like to challenge the whole audience to see if they can come up with a pick for me. I think that would be
you and me both.
It's just, I can't get into WoW. I played every MMO that's on the market. If I showed you all the boxes that I own, you'd be like, what the hell? I have every one.
I'm up there with you. I haven't played every single one, but I've played a fair amount. So I'm right up there. Both Titch and I are both, yeah.
Yeah, we actually met on MMOs, and so they're kind of near and dear to our hearts, and I would love to find another one that would keep my attention.
I try.
Here's a challenge for you. Stop playing games. Find another genre.
I can't. Those are near and dear to my heart. Both. Even like Phantasy Fantasy Star not really an MMO. It kind of is and kind of isn't, but it's not. It's another game that's really close to me. But like Wildstar, I was absolutely loving Wildstar, and people are saying, "Oh, the end raids are so hard. You know, only 3% of the guilds are beating it." And I'm like, "Oh, sign me up! I'm all over that." You know, but the whole journey going up to max level, I felt was too fast. Where I spent months and months and months grinding from 50 to 51 in EverQuest, and turning out, running away from these spiders and stuff in North Desert Row. Not North Desert Row, North Wall next to Connor Castle, and I losing my level. You know, and I gotta worked all my way right off again for the next 8 hours to get back my level that I just lost from dying. I absolutely love stuff like that, but it really aggravates me that there's nothing like this anymore. And everybody's like, well, why don't you go back to the original EverQuest again? Or why don't you play Project 99? Well, for one, I don't endorse games that are still out and being released, and people basically robbing and making their own server about it, you know what I'm saying? That's what Project 99 is with EverQuest. And the old EverQuest is just not the same anymore. They dumbed it down to the point of no return.
Hey, Kazlin, I got something for you. This will bring you back memories. And anyone who ever played this, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Train! Train!
There's a train! Get out of the way! Everybody, zone!
Yeah,
Zone!
train to zone. Train to zone, get out. Crushbone, oh my god, sitting in Crushbone at the entrance. We're all sitting there trying to heal up, and here comes Emperor Crush coming out through the...
Train! Your first reaction is...
Where is it? And we all stay there and wait because we want to know how bad the train is to see if we can actually help out. And then it's like 50 mobs running right behind the guy. It's like, oh shit, we're turning around going too.
Here, Sid, this will bring up memories. Kid.
Oh, God.
I can't move.
Oh,
got
so
gold again, didn't you?
so you're gonna bring up my my feats of trying to cheat.
So I would get him to pay me some of that gold to come and hold his crap so he could move and go put it
Yes,
in the bank.
I used to buy gold on EverQuest.
Platinum.
Platinum. Thank you, platinum.
And then yes, plat. And then I would forget that I had it on my person and tried to leave the bank.
The bank zone.
How about this? Did you guys play when what the hell was it? Planes of Power came out? Plane of Knowledge?
Oh, yeah, vaguely.
Well, you know, when you buy gold or whatever, you use gold, you know, you have a bunch of gold, and you can run around the whole Plane of Knowledge with, you know, never have to worry about it. But the minute you took a book and went down to the world, you were screwed because there's no way to get back around.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like, uh-oh, I got all this gold on me, I can't do nothing.
So, Retro, let me explain the train thing a little bit. In EverQuest, EverQuest was along the lines of some of the first MMOs when they were first coming out. So they didn't have things like in World of Warcraft with the aggro range. So when you aggroed an enemy, it followed you until either you zoned out of the area or you killed it. So
or it killed you.
Or it killed you. Or it killed you. So what would happen is someone would actually be fighting a mob, get a little bit in over his head and be moving around, and as they're moving around, they would be aggroing other mobs. So within 5 seconds, you would have from one mob to 20 mobs on you. And that's just way too... I don't care how OP you are. When you have 50 mobs coming after you, you're screwed. And back then, when you died, you lost your body. Everything. Everything that you've collected, you would lose experience, you would lose all your items, and it would be on a corpse on your body. So a person would be in over their head, and run as fast as they can to the edge of the zone to be able to go out of the zone. As they were running, they would shout out "train" in the chat, and everyone knew that that was big trouble, because as soon as he left the zone, they would all stop, reset, turn around, and walk back to their original positions. Now, anyone who was caught in the middle of that, the new train would start, and they would go after them. So everyone had to hide or get out of sight or zone out.
Get the hell out of the way.
Get the hell out of the way.
Here's another thing that would happen. The grand thing about EverQuest is if you die, everything is on your body.
Like,
So, Sid.
So I died by falling off a cliff. I died falling off a cliff, and it was a really steep cliff. And I had a monk at the time, and I made mistakes. And I died. And so Titch comes along, and I said, Titch, I died. Is there some way to be able to grab my body, because you would lose everything, like everything. So
I asked him where he is.
And I said, down there. And
Down
so
there.
she goes to look over the edge, and instead of looking over the edge, she accidentally pushed forwards and falls down the cliff as well. So
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Cake was made. That was our saying back then. When we made a mistake, we made cake. So, and the more decadent the cake, the more trouble we
So
were
we
in.
made double chocolate fudge.
Double chocolate fudge,
Triple.
death by chocolate
with
cake.
raspberry fudge icing that day.
So I said, no problem. I'll just levitate, and I'll be able to get down there. The only problem was to use your spell of levitate, you had to have bat wings. But my bat wings were on my body. So we spent how long? 16 hours?
Yes.
Trying
we
to get our
finally
bodies
had
back?
to get a paladin to come and drag your body, but he could not get mine as well. And we ended up having to have a GM come and get my body because he could not get mine.
And that was back then when GMs actually used to play the game with you.
Yes.
And they would actually, you wouldn't know they were GMs. And then all of a sudden they would be like, oh, by the way, I'm a GM. Bam, here's an awesome epic weapon just because.
Yep.
And yeah, there were GMs back then in the original, the vanilla EverQuest were really cool. So.
Or how about walking through Kithicoth Forest for the first time?
Oh God!
Go to High Hold Pass and finding out at nighttime it's not a good thing to be in there.
No.
No, it wasn't.
I don't know how many times I've died in there. And then you figure, oh shit, there's stuff coming. You run back the other way, back towards the zone out to run into Riverdale.
So that's
to all the girls out there. Yeah. That's where Sid and I actually fell in love. Was EverQuest. Aww.
So you guys have a really fun
Look.
series of EverQuest.
Oh my goodness! Look. Oh, that's breaking me up. Oh. So touching.
So that's a little walk.
It's all touching.
That's a little walk down memory lane.
Yep.
But now you see what I was saying, Retro, why we can't find games like this anymore, because there is none.
Yeah.
It's just the way that they made things. I mean, you would pay to walk. What about falling down the hole? The zone the hole.
Oh.
I get it. Or camping an epic weapon spawn for hours and hours and hours, and then dying from somebody else's train while you're at the bottom of the dungeon.
Oh God, yeah. Hey, Mike, Brian, thank you so much for the follow.
Or waiting for a group. Do you know how many things I crocheted waiting for a group?
Yep.
Or how about actually relying on your priest?
Or relying on the 75 other people in the raid zone with you.
Yeah.
Or how about the priest accidentally playing gems instead of paying attention to the raid?
Right.
Oh, I've done that many times too.
Oops, I'm supposed to be healing? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you guys. So that's a wipe.
Dying here.
That's a wipe.
Sitting down to med to get mana back for hours, for when the first game came out, before Valius, before they fixed the little shit, How many times playing Gems, just sitting there waiting for like a half hour for you just to go pull the next thing. Oh, it's just, that's what I'm saying. Memory lane back then, you couldn't beat it.
Do you have Pandora, Coco? Do you have any games that bring you back?
I mean, Sims was like one of the first games I played. So I just, the games I played before that I was pretty young, so I don't remember too much. But like Sims, I used to pull up 2 computer chairs. I'd make a little like fort kind of deal. One time I pulled my bed up to my computer desk and my dad said, "No way, that's ridiculous." But I did that and I lived off of like Hot Pockets and like iced tea. That was my thing. I never came out of my room. So those were good times. That's where my social awkwardness began.
How about you, Pandora?
Mine would be Halo, carrying around that big heavy Xbox around all my friends' houses and LAN, you know.
I miss the days of LAN parties, man. I do.
Oh, awesome! I love that stuff.
I mean, whether it be like Xbox or your PC.
Where?
That's
right.
Man.
No, you like taking your big ass case of your PC.
When the days of LAN parties, I actually had a small case. I had a really small case, and it was tricked out in lights and overheated because of so many LED lights. And we would bring our computers. We'd bring our computers to a friend's house, and we all land connected to each other, and we'd play Counter-Strike till like 5 in the morning. And I remember, that was the high school age during for me. And we had just gotten our driver's licenses, so at 4 o'clock in the morning, we all take a break and like cruise California, trying to look for an open pizza parlor just to have some food or something. End up going to the grocery store and buying frozen pizzas and bringing them back. So those were good times, man. Oh yeah, and then when the first Halo, I'm a big fan of the first Halo. I didn't really care for the other ones. That came out. I actually had 2 Xboxes so we could LAN party, and we had LAN party Halo tournaments with each other. That was a lot of fun. So, let's see. Why don't we talk about Republic Remastered? There's a game called Republic, and you know what? I just lost my information on it. I had it up here.
Come on. Republic is a game, it's almost like a point-click / adventure game with a little bit of Metal Gear Solid, a little bit of Fear, and a little bit of, what the hell's the other game? All mixed in, like a Telltale series game, all mixed together. And again, it has people from a lot of these different companies who made the game, especially guys from Fear, which is one of my favorite franchises is Fear, so...
So I do have a trailer on that. Let's take a look at the trailer real quick.
Tonight, I tell my own story.
Good evening, citizens of Metamorphosis. As we make our final preparations, we must be extra vigilant. Keep a watchful eye out for our Republic. And in return, she will watch over you.
Please, I need your help. I don't have much time. Did you do that? They're right there.
How are you out of your cage? If the headmaster could see you now.
I pray you have not doomed us all, child.
Don't trust anybody, not even me. The girl's infected, taking her to recalibration.
It is a secret between you and I.
They're coming. Let go. Please, stay with me.
Who is this? What do they know about our republic? There was no need for that. This one, I believe, will go quietly.
So yeah, that looks pretty interesting.
Quiet.
Yeah, it does. Looks really interesting.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that one is available on Steam or will be
Yeah, it
available.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steam, Good Old Games, and a few other places.
Okay. Let's see. Another indie game that came out, Apatheon. That came out, I believe, on all. No. Yeah, it came out on the next gen games or next gen consoles. PS4 also is on the Steam as well, I believe. It's an interesting game. I actually picked it up. It's free on PSN right now. Well, actually, wait. No, you still got a couple days.
Yeah.
Before they switch over to the new month for the PSN, if you're a PSN subscriber. So Apatheon, it's a 2D side scroller, and let's take a look at the trailer for that.
Under the shadow of Olympus, humanity gasps its last breath. Zeus, king of gods and men, has turned his back on your people. Ascend Mount Olympus, strip these callous gods of their power, and together we will take what is owed. Arise, my chosen. Arise, Nicandrios.
Yeah, you can feel free to chime in on anything we're talking about too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Apatheon. It's an interesting game. I like it. It's a nice game to kind of change pace a little bit. So I think we have one more indie game. Do you know this one, Caslin?
I know a little. I don't know really too much about it. I saw that it was on their Steam's, sale or whatever it was, and it looked interesting. And it's a brand new game, so.
This one is called Pneuma, Breath of Life, and again, that's also available on Steam. So let's take a look at that one real quick.
Reality is that which is observed. As the clock is watched, it counts upwards. As the door is watched, it can be opened. What happens in a world when no one's watching?
So that's Numa, Breath of Life. So, and I think that was a pretty short 30 days. Because I'm pretty sure I saw it, or maybe it was for pre-order on Steam, because I know I saw that on Steam.
Yeah, it's on sale right now, 10% off, $17.99.
Okay.
It was just released the 27th of February, so.
Right, but it said exclusively for Xbox One or Xbox for 30 days. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I saw it. So.
Yeah.
All right, so our last news thing of the day. I'm sorry, fans, for the PC fans that are waiting for GTA 5 to be on PC to be released. GTA 5 has been pushed back on the PC release and talks about the DLC content release date. Online Heists, they were excited to announce that the launch of Heists on GTA Online is scheduled for March 10th. We know it's been a wait, and we appreciate your patience. Heists will bring a brand new 4-player cooperative gameplay experience to GTA Online, giving players the chance to team up to pull off a string of intense multi-part raids and robberies across Los Santos and Blaine County. Over the next couple of weeks, we have more information. They will have more information about the launch of Heists and about other new features that will release with it. GTA 5 for PC will be arriving in April 14th at retail, and as a digital download as well. They want to apologize to PC gamers worldwide who have been counting down the days until the launch of the game, but a bit more time is needed to ensure that the game is as polished as possible and to make certain that both Heists and the GTA Online experience are ready to roll out on day one for the PC. As a gesture of thanks for your understanding, they will grant anyone who has pre-ordered the game an additional $200,000 in-game cash for use to use in GTA Online. So again, you guys get pushed back a little bit, but they are giving you a compensation of $200,000 in cash. So
too bad that wasn't real, guys.
Yeah, I know, right? No, we're giving everybody $200,000 in cash. Damn, I missed out. I didn't do my pre-order.
I mean, I love that they're pushing it back only for one reason. We know from Rockstar that they're not going to release a game unless it's finished and polished. So, them pushing this back again, this is what, the third or fourth time already? So, them doing this is going to be really showing that they really care about releasing that fine-tuned, perfect product without the bugs, without the glitches, you know, and it's going to be the best-looking one up to date because they're updating graphics, and, I mean, we have screenshots of it, too. I mean, I think it looks absolutely amazing.
Okay, well, and that's our news. Let's see. There was some talk about our new news thing, Caslin?
What do you mean?
You had some.
Oh yeah. We actually have a bunch of news coming up. Obviously, our website. You know, if you guys want to head over to www.sixbroadcasting.com. You can go onto the news section, but there's also another tab under the the show selection, and this is a show that myself and Pandora will be doing. We kind of trying to coming up with a name for it, and it's going to be called On the Hot Seat. That's basically what we thought of so far. It's what the show is going to entail. It's going to be a debate show. You know, we're going to pick a couple of the hot topics of the week. And basically go over and discuss being the good cop, being the bad cop. You know, being the bad guy or being the good guy, and really lay out the opinions the way that they should be. So if you guys want to know more about that, please, you can send us an email at sixbroadcasting@gmail.com, or you can send one to myself at pr@sixbroadcasting.com. And I'll fill you into all the information. We don't know exactly when we're going to be doing it on yet. We've been talking about it. We haven't really come up with a set date of it yet. So that's one of the new news things that we're really working on. And also next week, we're trying to get a developer, Nick from Empyrean Rule, which is a game we showed last week or the week before, on air with us as a special guest. And also, he might have a special little something for us as far as in you know, being on the stream and being with the people. So if you guys like that trailer, if not, then if you guys don't know what we're talking about it, I will definitely post their website in chat in a couple of seconds, so that everybody can go visit them and see what the game's about. But I've been working really hard on trying to get developers from these indie games, or I mean even from all the way up to Microsoft and PlayStation, to get some of these guys on the show. And it's not that I haven't had luck or they blow me off, just because they don't. I'm actually in talks every day with at least 6 to 10 people. You know, I'm getting emails every day from all these people, and I'm constantly sending me out emails, talking to, you know, Sid and Titch and Pandora, seeing out when we can get these guys, you know, on the air, when we can fit them in, when we can. It's not an easy thing to do, but we're doing it all we can to make sure that we produce the best show we can. And again, your feedback is very important to us. If you guys think that we should, you know, enlighten on something or change something to the show, please don't be afraid to email us, and we'll go over it and, you know, talk about it and see what we can do about it. Just let us know. Don't be, you know, if you guys don't want to be too blunt or afraid to be too blunt, don't be. I mean, I'm the most blunt person out there. I'll tell you how it is, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I want to make sure you guys doing, you know, you guys get the best show that we can produce.
Right.
Yeah, we would definitely appreciate everything you do, Kazan. I mean, honestly, I brag about you at work that you do amazing PR work for us, man. So, okay, so we are wrapping up here. CatLadyCoCo, again, thank you so much for being a special guest with us tonight. We definitely enjoyed having you here. I hope you enjoyed your time here with us.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm so ADHD, but I definitely really. That's why I stayed the whole time. I enjoyed being here with you guys. So.
Well, we're so glad that you could join us tonight.
Why don't you give us your information again for your stream and your pets, the adoption pets and such like that.
And if Dr. Ty could link your petition to be back in.
Absolutely.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, losing my voice. Sorry. So did you want like a little bit of information on my stream, or?
Yeah, just basically. Yeah, just
tell us a recap and.
Yeah, tell us what you do on your stream. Just basically put yourself out there. Why you stream and why people should go watch you.
All right. Well, I kind of think of my stream as more of like a community. I know a lot of streams are out there like that. I'm part of the Asgardians, a team on Twitch. I don't know if you know any other Asgardian streamers, but they're all super sweet people, and I like to think that's kind of what our community is like. I mean, we have trolls, but those aren't part of our community. They just kind of drift around. But yeah, and I mean, animal welfare has always been a really important thing to me. So if I could make my stream even bigger, I just keep thinking I could do more things with helping animals get home. So.
I love your description on your channel. It says, if you're a troll, just please at least be funny.
Yeah, we've converted a few trolls. We kind of trolled them back, and they ended up becoming usuals in our channel. So.
How can people find you, and do you have a schedule that you stream?
Well, every social media site there basically is out there. I pretty much have an account: Twitter, Instagram. Instagram's a lot of cats and selfies. A lot of cats. I love cats, obviously. Facebook, I have a Facebook page. All of it is CatLadyCoCo. So if you search those, I recently started doing like vlogs and like recaps of the streams on YouTube too. So if you search on YouTube, there's a CatLadyCoCo page too. If you like my cats, I know everyone loves Mochi. You can find a lot of videos of him. But I did have a schedule. It used to be 9 to 5 every weekday Eastern Standard Time. But I am now changing it up just so those who cannot catch me during the day can also look forward to seeing our stream in the evening. So Mondays and Tuesdays will be 9 to 5. And then Wednesdays through Fridays will start at 1 p.m. and go until 9 p.m. And that's all Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome.
So if you become partnered, I need to ask this question because I'm sure a lot of your viewers have asked you, but I have not heard. What emotes will you get if you get partnered?
We actually talked about this today, Dr. Ty and I.
Definitely have to have a cat emote, of course, right?
I think Moch might end up being our first emote. We said we'd like to have one. If you know Dean, my dog, he's a weirdo, but
he's got the cutest face.
He's my needy one.
You should actually have Moch as your badge, because once you are promoted or your partner, you get a badge. So that would be cool if you had like a badge.
That would be kind of cool. I feel like I'm showing favoritism, but I mean, he's so cute. Each of my animals have their own little thing. Mari's the smart one, which she was the one that was right here, but she was licking the blanket and it sticks to her like tongue, so she wasn't looking very smart, but she's the smart one. Moch is the cute one. Dean is he's the needy one. I mean, he's my baby. He's like attached to me, so I actually have to like yell at him to get him to like stop like standing right here. Right now I'm kind of in like a little cubicle, so but we were thinking about, back to the emotes, we were thinking about having one of Dean, and like he has a very lovely chest, a very spotted chest. We think maybe put like boobs on him. The command will be like open boobs, since we have a little boob joke now. Everyone comes, if you're a female, if you're a guy, people come in and ask to see boobs. So I think maybe we can spam Dean chest emotes then. That was just a little joke. I don't know that we'll do that, but
I know that when I've been in your chat and people have asked, "Oh, show your boobs," I usually will do the 2 @ signs in the chat because that's what they look like. So I'll put cat.
My boobs specifically, or just boobs in general?
Just boobs in general. I'll do cat and then an @ sign lady and another @ sign and Coco. I don't know if you've seen that come by, but I've done that before. And they usually go, and I said, well, you asked to see her boobs. There you go.
Well, my dad now has a Twitch account. My dad comes into my stream. He was there when I was building the desk. His username is CatLadyCoCo's dad. So it seems like a troll account, but it's actually my dad, and he has followers. And he's asked me, what is this about? And I'm like, oh, they just follow you because you're my dad. And I was like, what's it like for you to have a daughter that's internet famous? Which was a joke. I don't think I'm internet famous, but he loves it. But then he's like, some of these people, like, what is their problem? I'm like, I warned him about it, though, ahead of time. And he's like, I like how you handle it, because my dad he taught me my smart-assness, so.
Well, be glad, because my dad doesn't even know I'm streaming on Twitch yet. I have.
My parents didn't know for the longest time. My mom still thinks it's something shady, so.
I gotta ask you, what is your favorite or funniest streaming moment that you can share?
Oh my gosh, my funniest streaming moment. Do you remember any? Dr. Ty.
Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
Yeah, see what my funniest streaming moment would have been. Like, what could have been my funniest streaming moment? I have a memory of like
funniest.
Maybe like a 90-year-old. I don't know.
I cannot remember actually. I think a funny one is probably the desk assembly.
Probably, I guess the desk assembly, yeah. I mean, I've had some trolls and stuff, but they come and go. I don't really remember them. I remember, because like I said, I have a horrible memory, but I pretty much remember everyone that's in my stream, except for the trolls. I tend to forget them. I don't hold grudges, but I see we're spamming boobs in the chat. But yeah, the desk assembly, I guess, was like the most recent one, and I never would have thought people would have watched that. But yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah, I
awesome.
was telling Titch the other a couple of weeks ago about the whole show your boobs things. I took, I think one of the phrases is like show your tits, and I told her that she needed to have a picture ready of the two birds that are called tits and a pair of tits. So yeah, just flash that on the screen.
Well, there's blue-footed boobies, and then there are
yes,
tit
the
mice.
boobies. Yeah.
My stepmom is a bird watcher, so she knows she likes tit mice. Those are her favorite.
There's actually a streamer that actually does that too. Every time somebody says show me your tits or show me your boobs, she comes up, okay, she'll post the tits up there, and it's just animated gifs, But it's because as being a female streamer, these poor girls get thrown through more than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it going into it. The only thing that bothers me the most is when some people, they try to play around and find what bothers you the most. And I have that little adoptable pet section at the bottom there. When they bring that up, I'm like, all right, guys, we're pausing the stream and we're reporting them. I've had people say some really horrible things about the animals I featured. And that, if you want to troll me, that's where you need to aim, because I don't care. I've heard so many like tit comments or like something inappropriate, so many sexist things. But when you bring up the animal that I'm featuring, that just makes me want to punch you right in the groin area. Like that's not cool.
No,
Falcon
it's not.
punch.
They're innocent. They're innocent. They don't deserve to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
No,
again,
my biggest thing is people ask my age.
What was that?
My biggest thing is people ask my age, or, oh, is that Granny? That's, yeah.
Well, send them to me. I'll send them a virtual punch.
Okay, all right.
Awesome.
I usually just say, listen, you know what? If it wasn't for my generation, you wouldn't have games.
Yeah, that's what I've turned to telling them. Mhm.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much again, CatLadyCoCo. Thank you so much for coming onto our show tonight. That is our show, guys. Thank you for joining us again. I am Sidious67.
Kitchery, see you tomorrow.
Your Panther.
Castle143.
And again, our special guest, CatLadyCoCo. This is the Save Point Show. And remember, see you next time, next Sunday, 7 p.m. to 10. Save early, save often. Good night, guys.
See, turn to wait till Titch is done.